All right, so this is going to be the live stream dealing with some internet videos that I was able to get and capture. So let me see. I'm just uploading the clips. So it's going to take me a little bit here. Let me see. I think I have some other ones as well that I wanted to show off to you guys as well. Let me see. Oh yeah, that one was funny. That one was funny. Let me make sure I get that one up there. So while I'm getting this together, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing at this moment in time? How's everybody health and wellness, mental and everything? Hopefully everybody is doing pretty well, pretty good. Yo, hack, yo, what is going on? What is going on? Sham said, I'm doing good. I think I made my fried eggs and rice too spicy. Oh, you probably put like some sriracha directly in. That's what it sounds like. Yo, Jacob said, blessed by the best. And you? I'm doing all right. Doing A-okay. A-okay. Just trying to get things moving to see what's going to transpire. I will sit up there and say my apologies just in case if the internet or the power goes out ahead of time because we're having some storms. So, and it's pretty windy directly outside. So yeah, just in case if it abruptly goes off, that's more than likely, what took place. Let me see. Yeah, let me put that one directly up there because I feel like that was a good one. Just gonna take a little bit of time trying to, allow people to get back in here because I know YouTube is not going to send a notification directly right after you shut down the stream like that. So gotta let people do some stuff. You said you're gonna play Tekken, or are you still retired? No, I'm not. I'm not retired from like playing like fighters or whatnot. I'll probably play it. It's a lot of stuff actually coming out in January, which is the crazy part. Because you got Power World, which is the other game that I want to get a chance to play. I'm just waiting.
It is brothers
Matter of
in their journey, and they are getting bold.
That's sitting up there. It's a little bit loud. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show that off real quick. Now I gotta go to where's the YouTube button on this one? Let me tell you, Google GX is a very dope browser. I'm sorry, not Google GX. What's the name? I said Google. Opera is a very, very dope browser. Like the customization, like the way I feel about the Opera browser, that's the same way I felt about Firefox when it first came out in like the 2000s or whatnot. Dope browser, very dope. Let me see if I can get y'all a pretty good, a decent trailer here. Is that the one I really want to? Let me see. Yeah, I guess I'll do the world announcement trailer. I guess I'll do that one. So let me share the screen on that. Yeah, Firefox was, yeah. Like, yo, you couldn't like anytime I was around people and we were talking like computers, whatever, I would make sure to tell people like, yo, check out, like Firefox. It's a download that. It's a dope browser. Like everything that they had on there, like it was dope. And Firefox is technically the first of its kind to do a lot of stuff. But now you got other ones that built upon what it is that Firefox did, and you got Opera. So I feel like Opera is, in a sense, that next step to an evolution. And on top of that, it uses way less, resources. So this is the game that I was talking about here. We're dealing with internet videos today anyway, so it's pretty good. Some of us are gamers, so this is Palworld, right? And it is coming out on PC, and it's coming out on Steam and Xbox. I don't know anything about PlayStation. That may come out later, but pretty much Palworld is Pokemon with guns. So I was a fan of Pokemon when it first came out, and I was also a major fan of, like, let's say, Monster Rancher, Digimon, and stuff of that nature. I like Digimon a little bit more because it was more risk and reward. Like the Digidestin is like, yo, people are actually like not existing. They were gone. Once you disappeared in the digital world, it was it. So that's the one thing I liked about it over, Pokemon. So of course you got, your antagonists directly in there, people that you got to fight. You're able to both capture and enslave the Palmon that are there. Let me see. I'm trying to find a better video because I don't think they really. Let me go to the IGN one. Of course, we got the classic ads. They even got an ad over here talking about dating for gamers. I ain't never seen anything like that in my life. That's weird. That is weird. Let me see if it might show off something different. Is this the same one? So let me just go back. So what you're seeing in the trailer right here, where your character here that my mouse is pointing at is able to ride the POW, you can actually do that. So this is an actual POW that you can capture and fight. Certain ones are ground types, other ones are flying and whatnot or whatever. So you can have a variety of ways to actually transport. I'm trying to see. Let me just scroll through this. I feel like this is the same trailer. I feel like it. Yeah, it is. It is. Somebody had a whole different trailer where they showed off the Palworld. They did. Let me see. That's Zafina. Let me see. Yeah, they got other videos up there where they teach you how to basically raise and whatnot. Also, the other thing too, they might not have showed it in the trailer for Palworld, is that the POWs that you have, certain ones will have weapons directly on them. So you'll have a variety of weapons that you can use. On top of the fact that whatever POW that you're able to ride, some of them might have missile launchers, they might have Gatling guns. Certain POWs you're able to throw in battle or use them for their abilities. So you can use a sheep POW for a shield for defense. You can use an electric POW as like an electric stun or a bomb. Another POW that's a fire type, you can actually hold it and use it and guide it as a flamethrower. Right. So you got a variety of things that you can do. And they also all interact with you while you're fighting the POWs that you're trying to capture and whatnot or whatever. Then on top of that, I think the servers you can have, is it 32 people? I forgot. You can have quite a bit of people on a server at a time. And in one instance for one of the videos, I think they showcased a 4-man squad, a 4 or maybe plus man squad that they had where they were fighting this alpha POW. So alpha would in a sense be would you say like legendary tier if it was Pokemon? I guess you could say like somewhere in the area of like a legendary or whatnot. And then they have different tiers of POWs, and then you can also combine certain POWs and to get other ones. You can also breed as well. Like I said, it's quite a bit. And this game is supposed to come out this month on the 18th. So just in case anybody's interested directly in that and they're looking for some different games to go out there and play, Palworld can potentially be one of those games that, you might want to go out there and look forward to. Just putting that directly out there. J Love said, "What is up? Nothing much. Is going over some videos, directly out here." The Boulder said, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot that game was coming out. Yeah, and it's also on Game Pass, so that's another thing too. So anybody that has an Xbox, if you got Game Pass, this is in a sense a free game. The game, I think, price point wise, is $30. You can probably correct me if I'm wrong. Last time I checked, it was 30, which is actually pretty cheap." For it to be the game that it is at this moment in time. And they stated that when the game first launches, it will have, I think, 100 or 150 pals directly out there. So there's more than enough variety and whatnot to go out there and capture. And they stated that every single update, they're going to add more and more and more. So like I said, it's like Pokemon with guns. And this isn't the first time that we've had games like this, a Pokemon-esque type of thing. We got Temtem, we got what was it, Temtem, we got Neximon and like several others, that are directly out there. Hey Pink, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Yun said Netscape was slick. Oh yeah, Netscape was dope. You said oh wait, dating for gamers. Yeah, in the corner. I would click it, but I feel like it'll probably send me to a whole different website, and I ain't trying to get banned. But yeah, I've never seen an advertisement like that before in my life. The moment in time that you start seeing ads like this lets you know how mainstream things are getting. Because before, gaming was not as mainstream, right? It was still looked down upon. Other adults out there were like, "You're playing video games? How old are you? Don't you have kids? Don't you have grandkids? Shouldn't you be out, doing some adulting?" And I'm just going to be real. When I hear people say that, I'm like, yo, I really feel like you don't understand anything about video games, and you're just very close-minded. Because the only adulting that I've really seen from people other than working is going out to parties. That gets boring. Going out there drinking, that gets boring and that's detrimental. And then you start to have health problems. And going out there partying, drinking, and smoking, again, is detrimental. You're risking your life. You're risking your health. And at the end of the day, you got to deal with a hangover and other types of issues. It's like you got to be serious. It's like I'd rather be in a house playing video games where my life is completely fine and dandy, and I could just have conversations with other like-minded people. I'd rather just sit up there and do that. It's a lot healthier. It's a lot easier. It's simpler. Just saying. What was another game that I was looking at that I'm trying to remember? Pink said I just finished listening to the other live. Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I'm pretty sure that YouTube is not going to. I mean, if you look on a homepage, it'll probably tell people that, hey, Seji is live on a different live stream because it does have a different title and everything. But I know it's probably not going to tell them that, hey, he's going live directly, after, this one or whatnot. The Moses said, rather come home, relax, and play a game. Yeah, it's like you can just chill. You can, be with like friends or family or whatnot, both online or offline and whatnot. And again, that's the dope thing about playing video games, because a lot of us, we have family who, live in other places around the states. So we can easily just, instead of just, hey, all right, I'm going to sit up there and call you. If everybody's a gamer, it's like, hey, we can sit up there and make a plan during the weekends. We might not be able to, specifically fly out because that costs money. Driving takes too much time. But the times that we have, off during the days from work, we can just come together and plan like, all right, we're going to sit up there and play some Uno, right? We're going to play Jack in the Box, or some of the other games directly out there, or maybe some trivia games online or something. Like I said, gaming, regardless of the stuff that people want to try to negatively say about gaming can really bring people and other families together who normally would not, in a sense, be together. Case in point, when the Wii first came out, that brought a lot of people together. Like the Wii by itself was revolutionary in what it is that it did. Like you have people from the age of almost infants all the way up to like 98 playing Wii Fit. Wii Fit was one of the funnest games that I've ever seen in life. And I'm going to put this again. If I had to basically talk about a game system that touched the most people, I would have to say that was Nintendo. The Wii was that system. It literally, you had people from infants all the way up until 98 playing this game. I can't tell you got people that's 98 or 88 playing the PS5, playing a Xbox One, Xbox S, Xbox Series, PS3 and 4. Nah, but I can sit up there and tell you that there was multitudes of videos directly out there on social media and on the news, mainstream, where they showed you older people in old folks' homes playing the Nintendo Wii on the Wii Fit, just sitting up there having fun. Wii bowling. Like I said, can't no other, irregardless on how it is that people in a sense want to clown Nintendo or they want to try to, state something negative about Nintendo. Like, yeah, Nintendo, they out here doing it. Like I say, you just got a lot of people that don't want to be honest about it. Speaking of which, let me see. I can get that one from Kai-Ken. I'm still getting videos in the background as well. Got to try to do two things at once at this moment in time. Like I said, this is going to be just a video full of, different stuff that we're going over and talking about at this moment. Let me see if I can put this directly in there. Right. Let me see. Let me go to bookmarks because there was another video that I wanted to, not even a video, it was more of a status that I wanted to showcase. Let me see. Because it had to do with the Switch 2. Let's see, copy that. This is just going to be a little bit tough. All right, I got to roll through some of these real quick because sometimes you'll have that's why I can't really like showcase screens sometime on Twitter, because you'll have like women from OnlyFans showing up in like the gamer section and they'll decide that they want to, start doing dumb stuff. They'll start, posting some stuff like being strange. Wow, so that's not how that works. That's crazy. Didn't know that. So they're all literally separate windows. All right, so we can do it like that. I'll just treat it like that. Let me see if I can share this one as well. So I'm not, for some of the people that are gamers, let me see. I think I have to go to, let me just hit stop and then go to screen share. Right. So the next thing that we got directly up here, we got Switch 2, right? So this tweet says, people talking about Switch 2 being PS4 level is bad. Read this. The PS2 was weak, highest selling to date. The Wii was weak, outsold the PS3 and the 360, which it did. The Switch at 130 million units. The PS4 library is carrying the PS5, which is facts. If you say a handheld PS4 with Nintendo games on it will flop, you're insane. And that's true. Like, the craziest part out here is that it's been stated, supposedly, that the Switch 2 will have the graphics of PS4. That's a major jump. I'm not sure if people actually like understand that, dealing with Nintendo products, that is a major jump in graphics, and that will allow Nintendo to do a lot of things. Again, Nintendo, they like to take their time, during the generations to bring out a stronger system every single time. I bought my Switch when it first launched back in 2017. I was there the day, like directly after work. I couldn't do a midnight release, but I missed the midnight release because I worked that night, but I was there during that morning, and I stood in line at Target, and I had my ticket, and I went there and I got my Switch, got my Legend of Zelda, got my Legend of Zelda case. I got my SD card slot. I ended up getting like some grips. I got the Breath of the Wild game. I think I even got like a Pro controller. I got like quite a few accessories when I first got it. And it was me and a coworker. We were just having a field day, like for quite some time, just going out there. We were just playing the Switch, Breath of the Wild, exploring, and and doing a whole bunch of stuff on there. And then you also had Mario Kart that dropped, so it wasn't only me that was playing it. Coworker, and then another coworker from a whole nother. I think from like I think what did he do? I think he was like either meat or dairy. No. I think was he like seafood? I forgot. But we had another coworker that had the Switch too, and we were up there playing the Switch and Mario Karting it up and whatnot. But again, for Nintendo to come out with a system that is going to be the power of the PS4 in your hand, that's crazy. Like that's 1,000% crazy. And it was trending at a moment in time, earlier. And like I said, this opens up the floodgates for other games to actually get ported directly to the Switch. So a lot of people said, "Oh, these games can't get ported because graphically the Switch ain't there." When the Switch 2 comes out, now you can start porting a lot of previous gen, games, and even maybe some current gen games, because remember we do have cross-platform games as well. Like Call of Duty is one of those, cross platforms. Like I said, stuff is getting better. It's going to get to the point where Nintendo is going to be up with the current consoles. Like I said, because every single time that we deal with technology, every 6 months or whatnot, there's always a leap, there's always a jump, there's always a spike, always an increase. So it's only a matter of time before the Switch is on par with the next gen consoles. So then you're going to have the Switch in conversations dealing with, let's say, other handhelds directly out there, PC handhelds like the Steam Deck and all of these other things directly out there. So, like I said, Nintendo is going to be back. They're going to be, coming for a lot of people. The one thing that I feel that should happen, that I would love to happen in this generation to give more diversity, I would love for Sega to dip their toe back in and to come out with another console. I would love to see that happen, because back during that time, Sega was revolutionary in everything that it was doing. It was revolutionary. Like I said, it's just sad that it did not have the longevity support that it should have had. It's terrible that it just died out the way that it did, because we could have had a Dreamcast too. Ooh, and that would have been something else. I can only imagine how the games would have looked if you would have had a Dreamcast too. I could only imagine. Like that really would have been something. It really would have been something. Let me see. Yo, Jug, what is up? What is up? You said check out Giga Bash. It got Melee with Godzilla and Kaijus. Oh yeah, that was another game that I did want to play. That was another game I did want to play. I was supposed to get it at one point. Like I said, I don't make lists. Well, I have a list on Steam of the games that I'm looking forward to, and I want to get into the alphas and the betas. 2 years prior, it didn't take any type of work to get into a lot of these alphas and these betas. I would just get those in some instances without even trying. Now it's tough. I see more tumbleweeds than actually getting invites to a lot of these alphas and these betas that you sign directly up to. I didn't even get a chance to play Tekken earlier last year, and I'm like, man, I'm normally going for these alpha and these betas, and nothing is happening. It's crazy. But also the other thing I want to bring up too, going back to was it Power World? They will have a demo out. If you type in Power World on your Xbox, you can go directly to the Microsoft Store and you can see the game there. It's listed as a preview game, but you can't download it at this moment in time for whatever reason. And I think it's about, is it 22 gigs? It might be 22 or less gigs if you go and look that up. Sham said the same. I would rather game and watch anime than party. I don't like drinking and watching my friends puke their guts out. It's not the highlight of my night, right? The Boulder said, speaking of gaming, You playing today? Got to redeem myself from yesterday playing horrible. Yeah, I'll be playing Smite today. I will be playing Smite today. Sham said, I got a Switch and it's fun as hell, and it's the one system that you can take with you and play. Yeah, like yo, I got my Switch. It's right behind the computer screen, and I love playing it. When I do happen to play it. The main game that y'all have seen me play is Pokemon Unite. I love actually playing that game. I would really wish that there was a way to get Pokemon Unite on console, because I would probably just sit there and play that. Because a lot of times, like, man, I got a whole, like, this is the craziest part being a gamer. You can literally have 50 games in your library right now, and you'll be like, man, I don't got nothing to play. It's like, man, I don't even see nothing up. But it's like you have literally 50 games in front of you. And it's like, man, I don't got nothing to play. Ain't nothing up here I want to play. Man, I'm bored. It's like, it's crazy. Like the gamer life, it's something. Let me tell you, it is really, really something when you sit down and analyze this. It's hilarious. It is very much hilarious. A lot of times we just don't want to play, certain games because like, I played this. Or it's like, nobody else is really playing it at the moment. It's like, I'm still stuck in that one place and I still didn't make it past it. I'm still frustrated. So I can feel the rage rising, at this moment in time. What was it? The boat said, what kind of processor that is running that's pretty strong if it's going to have a PS4 graphics? I'm not even sure. I forgot to mention the other part. The other thing that was listed, is it okay? That's not the screen. I think is this the screen? No, that's Power World. This is the Switch 2. The other thing that was listed too, for those who were around during the time, they had a thing called Game Shark. Game Shark, before you had, the internet world of cheats, you had Game Shark and you had magazines, right? If you ever had like a Game Informer, if you had Expert Gamer, in any game magazine, well, almost any game magazine, you could go to the back of the magazine and they would have pages in there, or sometimes in the middle of the book, where they would talk, like, let's say it might have been like Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3 or something like that. They would have a sheet in there where they would give you a walkthrough guide for certain levels. And then they would have another sheet where it would tell you like certain codes that you can enter. So like Resident Evil, they would tell you like infinite ammo or whatnot or whatever. What other games? Tony Hawk Pro Skater, they would tell you how to unlock, secret of certain characters. This was before you had DLC. So all of these things like codes to unlock secret characters and costumes, all that stuff now would just be DLC. They'll be like, okay, we need another way to make money. So instead of us really putting secrets and codes and stuff in the games for people to unlock like they used to, we're just going to make it DLC and we're going to make it $10. That's what the gaming world has basically become. That monetized, type of thing. Before, game was like, yeah, it's fun. You can, get all your characters that you want to get, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. If you ever played any type of fighter or Marvel vs. Capcom 2, back in the days, those games, you would get all of those characters over time by playing the story, by repeatedly playing the game. Marvel vs. Capcom had 56 fighters. So you had in-game currency that you could go through, buy the characters. You could buy characters. You could buy pictures. I think you also had the songs as well too. It was some other stuff that you can buy as well too, and also unlock levels. But now, if you had a game that had 56 characters, what they do now is like, yeah, this is the roster. The roster, but we're going to break up, several characters, like 20 characters, into season passes. So every season that comes out, or as the years go by, we're going to release 5 characters per year. That's what these game companies do. And then they try to make people think that, oh, we're releasing these characters because it takes so much hard energy and so much work to really just work on one. It doesn't, because they were doing this before and they released full rosters. So whenever these game companies tell you that, oh, it's such hard. No, it's not. So explain what y'all were doing during the PS2, during the Dreamcast, during the Xbox era. Explain to us then how you were able to come out with all of those characters, all of those moves. and you didn't have this whole DLC and all of this other type of stuff. Like I said, they try to play with your intelligence. They really try to play with your intelligence out here. And this is why I try to tell gamers like, yo, you got to let people know. You got to let these companies know, hey, you're smarter than the average bear. You are smarter than the average bear. But going back to the Switch, it's going to be it's going to be nice. I want to say this. More than likely, we'll see the Switch 2 somewhere around next year. It'll be holiday season of probably 2025. More than likely. I don't think at this moment that Nintendo is ready to release anything for this year. I don't think. Now it would be a major surprise if they do, because I mean it wasn't that long ago that they came out with the OLED for the first Switch. Right? So we had the original Switch, we got the Switch Lite, and then we got the OLED Switch. So you got 3 Switches, Nintendo Switches directly out here. I don't really think that they would directly come out with the Switch 2. They probably might be potentially ready, but I don't think that they would, come out with it right now. I think they want to probably, fill that directly out. Sham said, LOL, I got the collector's edition of the Switch, the one with Animal Crossing. Oh, yeah, that was a hot seller. During the pandemic, that Animal Crossing, that was selling Switches. I don't know what was going on during the time, but there was a lot of people playing Animal Crossing. Let me explain something to y'all. When I first got my Switch, I was one of a few people. So when I would go out there and travel, right, I'm literally out there and I'm playing, the Switch. People look at me like I'm weird. It's like, what is he doing? It's like, that looks completely crazy. People were looking at me as if like this was the first time that they have ever seen a handheld ever in their life. Ever in their life. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. I'm like, people used to have PSPs, and the rare extent somebody might have had a PSP Go. My condolences to you if you ever had a PSP Go. Some people would also have some other handhelds as well. And I'm like, or even play games on their cell phone. So it's like it was crazy to go from a point of 2017 and 2018 being one of the few out there with a Switch and out there playing it to now you see people around the world. Like it's crazy to see, things and how they progress, when you're in that moment or that bubble, as some people like to say. Like I said, it's crazy. Because it got to the point later on during the years where I actually started to notice people more and more out in the open, like playing the Switch. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, wow, people out here, they got the Switch? They up here playing it? I'm like, oh snap, what games up here? I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like I said, so that's something. That is something. And I'll say this too about Nintendo. Well, technically, I don't think it was Nintendo, but they allowed other people the license to use it. Whatever company came out with Pokemon Go, that was another highlight in gaming history as well. I know a lot of us don't like to consider mobile gaming as gaming, but it's getting to the point where they have a lot of games on mobile, and you have some AAA games that are on mobile. You got some AAA experiences, like Division Heartland. That is a game. If you don't know what that is, if you've never played the Division, I would tell you to go do your research. I was around for Division 2. I was around for Division 1. And I was around for Division 2, and I still play Division 2 every now and again. But Division had 2 different games that came out. They had Resurgence and they had Heartland. And both of these games are on mobile. And they play just like Division 1. And Division 1 was fun. It was great. It was a very awesome experience, especially when the company did not jack up the game and start, doing a variety of things with, nerfing weapons and nerfing skills and all of this. And the most interesting thing about this is that if you have a PC, not only can you play this on your cell phone, right? Because they do have gaming cell phones out there. Not sure if anybody's aware. You can, research and look those things up. But you can play this directly on your PC by way of a PC connector from your cell phone to your PC, or you can do this by way of using BlueStacks, or if you upgrade it to Windows 11, you can more than likely do it that way as well from the Google Play Store and, do it in that sense. And they also have PvP as well in these games. What is it? Heartland, Division Heartland. That one is a PvP distraction. PvP extraction shooter. That comes out. So if you ever play any extraction shooter, maybe like a PUBG, a Cuisine Royale, a Fortnite, where you'll start off on a large map and it closes in on you, it's the exact same way on Heartland. So you got the survival aspect, and then you have the other aspect where the map is closing in, and then you also have the PvP engagements that happen there, as well. So that's something that if you got a cell phone, you can happen to check that out. I'm not sure. I know it works on Android, but I'm not sure how that specifically works out when it deals with iPhones or different things of that nature. Zaire said, "Hey Seji, I have a Switch, but I like Smash Ultimate." No, Smash is dope. Smash is dope. Smash is the reason that you got other game companies out here trying to come out with their own fighters, their own platform fighters. So, again, shout out to Nintendo for being revolutionary in that arena of coming out with, certain things where people just build upon, that foundation. I feel like realistically, you can use the Smash Brothers, type of format, and you can put any game with that, just like with Mario Kart. You can do that exact same thing. So this is why you got both. You got separate games. You got a Pixar game that's go-kart, and you have a Disney game that's go-kart. For whatever reason, you don't just have all of those in one game. That's what needs to happen realistically. If those companies were smart, they should just actually create a partnership and just do that. That would be way more beneficial versus trying to do two separate games that seem like they are going to fail, because both of those go-karting games for Pixar and for Disney, they're not really moving. They're coming out, they got seasons, but there's really no type of movement. You don't have streamers. There's no type of advertising. There's no type of talk. So sooner or later, they're going to choose to close down the servers for those games because they're not getting any type of support. People aren't, buying the microtransactions. They're not buying the season pass, the characters, or what have you directly up there. So, a lot of companies are going to live and learn. And then there's loves. Hack said, as a former gamer, this man said, as a former gamer, that is pretty much me when it comes to animes. On my laptop, I have about 100 gigs of animes I have yet to watch. Damn, this man got a whole library. He was like, you know what? Let me just get a terabyte of storage just in case the power ever goes out. I'm the last of civilization. I got all of these mangas. I got all of these animes that I can sit up there and watch, and I'm good. All I got to do is just find me like some ramen, some ramune, and some hot water, and we in there. Hack said, I remember Game Shark for the N64. Young said, facts. Hack said, Seji also, what was that? Sega Sages back in the day was helpful. I don't think I ever had that. Jug said, basically, you buy cheats now. Yeah, that's basically what you do. Or you don't have to work for unlocking the characters. You just pay for it and you get it through a battle pass or however it is that they want to put it. Sham said the Switch 2 is moving to specs similar to a minor gaming laptop. So the CPU will be something 8-core with gigabyte RAM, more than likely about 100 gigs of memory. Like I said, I would recommend people at this moment in time, a Switch 2 will happen on, let's say, for this year, somewhere during the summer, President's Day or whatnot, whatever. If you are a gamer, just buy an SD card and get like 200 gigs of space or whatnot, or whatever the most that you can afford for your price bracket, and just hold those bad boys. Just get a nice size one, and you just wait up until the Switch 2 launches, and then you can put that directly in the system. Hopefully, Nintendo learned from their first mess up, because originally, if you had a smaller SD card and you wanted to put that in there, it didn't register anything over, I think, 64. Like somewhere from like 60 to about 70. It did not originally register that. And for whatever reason, it took Nintendo a while for them to just release a update so that the system would just read the card and you'll be able to format it. So like I told y'all before, I got my 200 gig SD directly in my Switch, and I don't really have to worry about nothing, at this moment in time, because no Switch games are going to really take up that amount, unless, let's say, it's something like what we got that might be like 10 gigs. Would it be like a Samurai Warriors game, like something like a large graphical, type of game, right? Something like that. It was a Sham said, nope, they're not ready yet. Still troubles with some overheating and latency. Oh, yeah, I believe it. I believe it'll have some overheating problems. It'll have some latency problems. They got to deal with the fan. And like I said, some people run, like for me, I run my systems. Like I run them ragged. So if they actually needed somebody to test a system to play it or to always leave it on, I would be that guy. Everybody else is like, yo, I don't know why you leave your system on. I'm like, it's a system. It's just like my computer is always on. So I look at it just like a computer, because that's where a lot of these systems are going. If we were dealing with, let's say, PlayStation, it's like, yeah, PlayStation used to have some heating types of problems back in the day when that was the original. PlayStation 2, it got better. PlayStation 3, that bad boy started to sound like a jet engine. PS4, here and there, type of deal. The Slim, it got better with that, even though it was still technically get hot. And then you would have the PS5, which is pretty much fine at this moment. But the problem with the PS5 that I've learned from somebody who did a breakdown video, so this is for anybody that has a PS5 or plans on getting a PS5, do not stand up your PS5. I'm going to repeat, do not stand up your PS5 because I'm not sure if it's like the adhesive or some of the other stuff that they use to put directly on the internals. Once it starts to heat up, that stuff, it basically expands directly out. So if you have that stuff that are on those electronic parts and you have the PlayStation standing up and that area is getting hot, that stuff starts to, expand and it melts downward. It's going to follow gravity. So a person that did a breakdown video showcased that. They don't tell you that when it deals with the PS5. My PS5 has always been pretty much on its side since I got it. Like I refuse to have that thing in a standing. I treat that thing just like a PS2. I'll have that thing completely sitting down, completely, sitting directly on the side. We ain't having no problems. I feel like realistically, the PlayStation 2 was very good at dealing with playtime. You didn't have issues of like, hey, it's going to overheat, it's going to cut off, or something like that. Still to this day, people who bought the PS2 more than likely still have their PS2 working unless some extenuating circumstances happen. That bad boy is still alive and it's kicking. The most that you might have to do is just swap out the disc reader, because that was one thing that would go out over time, because again, everything does have a limit. The internals are completely fine. It would just be the disc reader, right? Yo, Black Lightning, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Hack said it was a web page. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Yo, Ty, what is happening? What is happening? You said you got something you want to show me. All right, sir. Sham said, what for the Nintendo SD cards? Because I heard they're working on a 1 terabyte to a 2 terabyte card. My current card is 512. Soon they'll get higher specs function. Woo! A terabyte. Oh man, that's a lot. Yo, let me just tell people something. A terabyte of storage, you can pretty much fit your whole life on that terabyte. You can fit your whole life on a terabyte and still have, technically, in a sense, infinite room. Like people not understand, like it takes quite a bit to fill up a terabyte. Like you literally have to go find things that have gigs. Like you got to find stuff that has like 100, 200, 300 gigs, because most games are not really reaching that high. Most games don't reach that high. The only games that really reach like that are things such as like a Call of Duty, a Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that, things that are really graphical in a sense in nature, are reaching that high. A lot of other like average games are pretty much in maybe like the 30 gig to about like a 40, maybe like 56. I'll put it like 30 to about 60, 30 to 60. A lot of other games, they just do a whole bunch of extra stuff. And there was a video, I think, on IGN, or it might have been another YouTuber. They stated that the reason that we have so many gigs on games is because of the uncompressed sound files. Because everybody always states, yo, why the game sounds like this? Like the sounds are completely off, right? That's because they were compressed. So they were stating that when you have, let's say, like a game like a Gran Turismo or Horizon, any of those racers where the cars sound great and everything like that, those are uncompressed files. So you're able to hear it how it's supposed to, be heard, right? So that's another thing as well when dealing with a lot of these other games, like they're bloated. They are vastly bloated. And I'm like, yo, y'all doing this on purpose. Like I said, I feel like when it deals with gaming, a lot of these companies are working in tandem with companies that, deliver space. So, Xbox, they got, the terabyte storage that they can sit up there and sell you. So realistically, it's in the best interest of a lot of, the game systems like a Sony, a Microsoft, or whoever, to have some of these large games because they got investments in storage. So if they make a game that has a ridiculous amount of storage, like, yo, Grand Theft Auto, let me just say this. I feel like when Grand Theft Auto 6 launches, that is easily going to be about 125 to about 200 gigs. I swear to goodness. If it's not like that on entry within the first year, it is going to be that. Because all of the updates that they're going to have on top of the DLC and whatever other add-ons that they have, that game is going to use a lot of space. So if anybody at this moment in time plans on getting Grand Theft Auto 6, I would implore you to make sure that you get your storage early. Get that ahead of time. Have that bad boy formatted, because you are going to need that. You're probably going to need that storage strictly for Grand Theft Auto. You might as well not even have that on the internal, just to allow it to have its own space. Allow all the other games that you like to play, go through and delete and re-download those games on the internal, and use that external solely for Grand Theft Auto. Because I'm promise you that's what it is going to be. That is what it's going to be. Let me see. I don't think I can actually click on the link. No, I can't. I can't actually click on that. I would actually, I think, have to type that out. As a matter of fact, let me see. DVDs for PS2s and Game Sharks are skittish, barely working. That I want to say that was more so because of the blue disc. The blue disc was a problem. The moment in time that they moved away from the blue disc and we had the regular, DVD, it worked out a lot better. That blue disc, that was, now people talked about the 360 and the Red Ring of Death. The PlayStation 2 with the blue disc was a problem. That was just a problem. Like if you got a few scratches on that disc was not readable. It was just not readable. Like I said, nobody likes to talk about that. Nobody likes to bring that up. I done went through 2 copies of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 during that time when it first came out. And I'm like, yo, my disc ain't working. It got a couple of scrapes. Because remember, the disc tray would also scratch up the disc too. And then on top of that, people also don't want to bring up the fact that on the PS2, I promise you, I feel like Sony did this on purpose. Again, people don't like to try to talk negatively about Sony, but Sony was the main ones that came up with the disc holder for a lot of the games. Like when you got the packaging, everybody remembers, in order to get the Sony disc out, you had to press the middle. If you didn't press the middle and you pulled that disc out, when you pulled the disc, the disc was automatically bending towards the center. So you will start to have micro tears and fractures directly on the inner ring of that disc. And then slowly but surely over the months, it will start to actually show. Those fractures will start to become clearer and clearer. They will start to show. and then it will start to go from the middle of the disc towards the actual readable parts. So you got a problem there. And then again, you also got the disc tray that would scratch up the system. Even if it was laying down, it would scratch up the system. Then on top of that, let's say you had your PS2 standing up, that bad boy hits, oh, it's scratching up the disc. The GameCube is the only game system where if you were to roll that thing down the stairs, aka the lunchbox, like a lot of people will call it, the GameCube was the only system where if that system was on and you rolled that system down the stairs, it would still be playing that disc, and that disc would be pretty much fine. Pretty much fine. I almost feel like the GameCube discs were a little bit thicker than a PlayStation 2 disc, which is crazy. I felt like those things were a lot more sturdier, which is crazy. Like I said, go back and look at, if you still got some GameCube stuff, go back and look at that disc and compare it to a PS2 disc. I feel like the GameCube disc was a little bit thicker. Sham said PlayStation needs to work on the airflow problems. The box design is not the problem, but they need to open up for better venting through the sides and the top. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Yo, King's Kid, what is up? What is up? Said my PS3 has a 1 terabyte drive, and I have over 300 games on it and still have 190 gigs free. That's dope. That is, well, you probably don't play a lot of games that require a lot of gigs, because let me see. Let me get my controller real quick. So if I basically go on, as I'm talking to y'all right now, I go and I look at the games on the Xbox right now, right? And this is just with a few games that are up there, because again, I don't have Call of Duty on the system anymore. And Call of Duty, I think, was close to like 200 gigs. So by size, because again, the Xbox initially came with a terabyte, but of course you got system space and everything like that, so it's a little bit less. So you might got about like a good 900 to about 8 directly on there. So let me see. Let me filter that by internal. Right. So I got 93% of the internal basically used and got about like 50 gigs free. So you got Mortal Kombat, that's 162 gigs. Avatar, that's 80. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that's 75. Redfall is 69. Remnant 2 is 65.8. Well, technically, I would count the Outriders. I mean, that is taking space, but it's not actually on the internal storage. That's on the secondary, but for whatever reason, it's still caught on the internal, which is stupid. You got Smite, which is 46. Warframe is 46. That's crazy that Warframe and Smite are the exact same gigs. You got Naraka Blade Point, which is 34. You got The Sims 4. You got Aliens. So it's like the games that take up the most: Naraka, Warframe, Smite. I'll just put the Outriders thing up there. Outriders, Remnant, Redfall, Assassin's Creed, Avatar, and Mortal Kombat. And everything else is pretty much 23 and lower gigs. Because I got the finals downloaded, but the finals is only 15.9 gigs. Because pretty much it's a simple, type of game in a sense. Now, if I take off internal and I go to the storage expansion, that's that was a full terabyte. 96.1% of that is full. Got 36.2 gigs left. You got Gears of War 4 that takes 117 gigs. Starfield is 103. The full game of Outriders is 96.7, which realistically it shouldn't be. Halo Infinite is 95 gigs. Diablo is 82 gigs. Hogwarts Legacy is 76. Division 2 is 73. Apex Legends is 71. Fortnite is 60. And Guardians of the Galaxy is 43. Strange Brigade is 34. And everything else is less than 10 gigs. So again, like a lot of these games, depending on what you got directly on there, they're going to take up a lot of space. Like they're going to take up some crazy space. Like insane space. I'm trying to see if they might have Power World potentially playable. Let's see. I don't think. Yeah, you still can't download it. That's insane. You still cannot download that game for whatever reason. I was supposed to get Lords of the Fallen, but I never got that one. Sham said, not to mention, like a lot of animators, the graphics artists don't clean up their poly counts when designing 3D games, and it causes the game to need high storage for it. Yo, I didn't even think about that. That is crazy. I did not even think about that. Ty said, copy and paste. Yep, matter of fact. The King said, I've got nothing near those sizes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I know you got like a lot of space. I'm like, wow, you got a lot of space like that. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, I ain't seen 190 gigs free in years. And yo, it would be even worse if I was still playing Call of Duty and I still had to download it. I would have to delete a lot of other games because Warzone and Call of Duty that's a good 200 gigs, 200 plus gigs. And I'm like, that is insane. That is 100% insane. Like that's ridiculous. So like I said, I feel like a good thing happened when I got banned off of that game. A very good, positive thing happened. So I got space now. Got space. Hack said, may I post an off-topic link about what happened in the NYC Thomas? Yeah, you can post that. You can clearly post that, sir. Clearly post that. Ty says, Seji, the GameCube disc is a little bit thicker. Yeah. Ty said, don't get Lords of the Fallen. I can't even run it without issues. Wait, but Ty, though, you're talking about running it on PC though. I'm talking about like console. We don't be having a problem like that. Like the thing I've noticed is this, and like I said, I'm impartial when it comes to that. The thing I've noticed is that when it comes to games, a lot of game makers, like these game companies, they don't specifically make sure to optimize or anything like that when it deals with PC. For whatever reason, they're like, everybody's like, yeah, PC is the greatest. It shits on console, all these other types of things. But when games that pretty much run all right or whatever, or excellent on console, they come directly to PC, it's burning up PCs, graphics cards, it's crashing computers. And I'm like, you talking about people who got like $5,000 invested into their PC, people that got like 10 and 15 grand invested, in their PC. And I'm like, how is that even possible? People was having, again, going back to Crysis, going back to the Windows Flight Simulator, going back to Cyberpunk, and several other games that people were able to play on PC, and it was just not running properly, or it was just overheating and jacking up graphics cards, burning them out and all this. I'm like, man, I would, how pissed I would be if I spent $1,000 on a graphics card and I played a game and that game burnt out or shorted my graphic. You know how pissed I would be? I really feel like PC players should do lawsuits. Like there should really be class action lawsuits with the amount of money that people spend on PCs and how these companies don't make sure to optimize a game before they bring it out specifically for computers. It's crazy. I don't know how y'all really deal with that. Somebody got to let me know. Y'all, like I said, y'all got money out here. Y'all got money out here. Ty said, ... I don't feel like dusting off my PS5 and my Xbox. Man, that's lazy talk. That is them things should already be hooked up. I mean, I know you play from like the laptop and stuff, because I don't think you got like the wait, Ty, do you got a tower? Or you just working off of the laptop? Let me know which one you're doing. I don't think I can even go through. Am I even signed in on this to even go through IG? I think I might be. No, I'm not. So I actually got to open the other browser just to do this. Let me see. Because I'm using like two different browsers. I'm using Opera, so I actually got to open up Google Chrome to sit up there and do this because I'm mostly just signed in on everything there, and it makes it stuff a lot easier. But it uses up, resources and stuff, which is quite a bit annoying. Quite a bit. Let me see. Looks like it's crazy to sit up there and see a video. Well, it is what it is. People will say whatnot or whatever. Wall Street. Oh, you got that? Yeah. Yep, that's that push tab. Let me see. Let me put that up there. So going back to the example that was talking about, because the brother just put the image directly up there. Let me see right there. So yeah, that's well, you can't really see it from there. I gotta expand this. So this is the push tab here, right? So if anybody had the classic PlayStation, like the PlayStation 2, back in the day, or even if you got it now, that's the push tab. So if you look, I can't even use my mouse because it's not showing. I would have to. Can I hook that filter properties? I ain't gonna try to do it. So in the middle, where you see it says push, it has these 3 little outer areas that hold the disc specifically in. If you are to pull that disc, because they have like the little finger areas where you can put your fingers and pull the disc up, right? So you're basically supposed to put your hand around and use your first finger or middle finger to push down and then pull the disc up. Most people, because we're just brand new to this, we're just pulling the disc out. Like if you ever played a PC game, the PC games when they used to come out, they were just like the normal albums or the CDs that people would get from artists. It would hold the CD and you'll pop it directly out. Nothing's basically holding it. It's tight enough to basically hold it technically securely, and you're completely fine and dandy. With this, it's secure, but it's also tearing up the disc at the same time. Like I said, this is when I told people, even back then, I felt like Sony was doing this on purpose. I'm like, why out of all of creation, nobody else is doing this? Why would you decide to do something like this? And you know that a lot of people are not going to pay attention to it saying push or how it is that you're properly supposed to be able to do it. Like I said, I can't tell you. I wish I had the figures on how much money they more than likely made from people rebuying certain discs. Because I promise you, a lot of people, because I was one of them, I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 twice, if not potentially even 3 times. And then I have other games outside of that I had to also buy as well. And I'm just one person. So just imagine if you got 100 million other people having to go out there and spend an extra 40 or whatever dollars to rebuy certain games. That adds up. That adds up a lot. So again, I feel like when it deals with the PS2, there's a lot of things that go hand in hand and why it was that it was so successful. And a lot of those things also have to deal with the negative things that were taking place, right? You also had the HDMI ports that might give out on you, right? You also had the PlayStation controllers, which did not have a great lifespan. If anybody here played a Dragon Ball Z game on the on a PlayStation 2, you know what it is that I'm talking about. If you played Tenkaichi or you play Budokai, whenever you had those beam battles, you have to sit up there. Let me show you how. Oh, I gotta turn off the controller. This is how you're gonna sound on the sticks. You're not pressing it as soon as you know that a beam battle is about to happen with the computer or your friend. This is the only thing that you hear in the house. That's all you're doing. So you're overusing the sticks. So you start at a certain point because you're doing the beam battles. You got the dust that'll start showing up sooner or later around like the actual analog or around the edges, because you're eroding away at both the plastic and the internals. So this is when people start to have drifting, or they will start to have non-responsive PlayStation 2 controllers. And this is another thing I want to bring up to people. The other fault with the PlayStation 2 controller is the fact that when the the DualShock would go out, and this is both in the PlayStation original and the PlayStation 2. When the DualShock goes out and the lights start flickering, the controller itself is also going to go out too because of the way that they had it wired. So if you had a PlayStation controller and your DualShock was going out, you pretty much throwing out that controller that's $40 or $50, and you got to go out there and buy a new one. But a lot of people didn't understand that if you took out the DualShock, or you took out like the analogs, the controller, it would work. You just wouldn't have the DualShock sense. You can still use the controller. You just wouldn't have the vibration when a lot of those games reinforced vibration. And that was another thing too. The vibration helped for the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 controllers. That helped to break down those controllers further, because the vibration would also start to vibrate the whole controller, vibrate the inner workings, loosen up certain parts, and wear and tear. So like I said, it's a lot of stuff to why it is that the PlayStation 2 was very quote unquote successful money wise. Yes, there are positives, but there's huge negatives that can pull in hundreds of millions of dollars directly to Sony because they intentionally built something that was faulty to begin with. King said the jewel case. Yeah. Young said, I feel you, man, because all this was brand new. Yeah. King said they claim it was to keep the disc secure during shipping. That was a lie. So hold on. This is the thing, right? So let me I gotta highlight that for an example. Okay, I gotta highlight that, right? So if they tell you that this was for shipping purposes, then why is it that the albums that artists would normally come out with, why wasn't it as secure? Right? And that has huge replayability. People still got those album discs still to this day, right? And they can still, slide them into a computer or whatever and go out there and play them. But it's very difficult to play an older PlayStation or PlayStation 2 game. No, I'm sorry, not the PlayStation 2 game, because that was the blue disc. It's very difficult to go out there and get a scratched up PlayStation 2 disc and play it. But you can still play a scratched up disc that got music on it. You can still do it. And you're not going to see like the internal cracks in the middle. You ain't going to see that because, like I said, if you look at the clear parts of this Jak and Daxter disc, you see cracks. You see all of those. You got some very fine cracks that are directly there, and you got even larger cracks. So like I said, this adds into, again, why the PlayStation 2 was successful. Some of the generations might not specifically know or understand because they weren't specifically there, right? To see that. They might have started getting into this during the PS3, PS4 type of thing. Sham said, yeah, because at the time we were told you can insert DVDs and it would automatically come in and out. So why they felt to make this design is crazy to me. Yeah, like I said, and this is to also show that companies will intentionally make things that they know are going to break down. Like case in point, let me put it to you like this. Why is it that none of these companies, we got tons of old tires, right? Think about that for a minute. We got tons of old tires directly out here. Why is it that Nikes, Adidas, and whatnot or whatever, why don't they use the rubber that gets put directly into the garbage dumps all across the world? Why don't they use that to sit up there and make the soles of their shoes? Why don't they just recycle that rubber? They got the money to sit up there and do it. They can create those facilities, and then on top of that, that would also employ a lot of other people, right? But they don't want to do it because they want to give you a product that they know has a limited lifespan. They want to sit up there and give you a property. They want to give you something that is going to break down over time. Like I said, they can give you gym shoes and other products that can last a long time, but they don't want to because they want you to keep coming back. They want that product to have a lifespan of like, all right, well, it'll be like a couple of years before, like if they're really wearing it, it might break down within a year. It might have a year, half, maybe 2 years at max. And then they're going to have to be forced to come back through and basically buy the same product or another version of that product. That's all they do. That's what all of these companies do every single time. Because I want people to understand, like, when PlayStation, they just came out with their Pro Elite controller, where It looks very nice, and it has all of these things directly on there. They already had that. That was something that was more than likely one of the first versions that they sat up there and made, but they opted. It was like, you know what? We need to sit up there and diversify this, because if we bring this out now, nobody's going to want to buy the other controllers. Nobody's going to want to buy the other colors. So we're just going to sit up there and make the other controllers. We're going to make 3 to 4 different controllers, so that we got different price points, so that people will just go out and buy these over time as we basically release them. And that's what they do. They're not going to release everything on the market, because that's bad for them. That's bad for business. They really can't get the money they want to get. So if they sit up there and release everything one at a time and make it seem like they're really, doing some R&D on technology and really trying to create stuff, people are going to, oh man, they're really working. Let's go out there and buy this control. Let's sit up there and buy this one. Let's buy. So now you got 3 of technically the same controller, because that 4th controller is the original controller. Like I said, they already had a lot of these creations and whatnot. When they do concepts for controllers, they got all of these things. These are some of the first concepts they do, because they want to make durable controllers. They want to make something that's going to, be there with the system. Again, even going with the systems, they knew before they threw out the PS5 that there were certain issues directly with it. They knew that the consumer would see this over time. This is why people were complaining with the PS5 when some people first got it. They were like, yo, I just played a couple of games and I got drifting issues with my controller. And I want to note to people, the PlayStation 5 controller, that's about like $70 to $80. So you mean to tell me that you just now got like a $700+ system, and the $7 to $80 controller that you got is now having issues? That's crazy. But like I said, Sony already knew about that. Because if you watch a lot of breakdown videos when it deals with these companies and the stuff that they make, the guys will sit up there and tell us like, yo, we'll show you the difference between the 360, the PlayStation 2. Like, they'll go through the eras of the main gen console. So that's PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Xbox, 360, and all the way up until now. And they'll show you the different ones. So now we got controllers out here from other companies, third-party companies, where they don't even use the same Joytech technology, because it's old, it's outdated, it's built to be faulty. They use other types of tech, other types of joysticks to put directly in. I think it's like laser readers or something or other. I forgot what it was. But you now have this other joystick tech where you don't have to worry about no drifting. So like I said, we've been going through this for about drifting with controllers. What, like 30 years, 20, 30 years, somewhere up in there, 25, whatever, however long has this been happening. But we've been dealing with it for a long time. And again, they've had this technology out here. They just opted not to put it in the controllers, because they want people to come back and keep buying the exact same product so they can keep getting money. Like I said, it's crazy. Sham saying, and don't forget the save cards will fail all the time with formatting and erase your entire save catalog. Yeah, that's true. The one time I had that happen was I was with one of my friends, and I had like a whole bunch of data on my PlayStation 2 memory card. This was back before I had the idea of backing up stuff. I mean, technically I did have the idea of backing up stuff. That's why I got like a multitude of PlayStation memory cards. But when it dealt with those cards, you would have the issue of, if you try to format something through computer, it could easily like catch like whatever virus or whatever, and it would just, that one file would just corrupt every other save. That was a huge problem during the memory card era where that would happen. I want to say it was less like, let's say the Dreamcast, right? Because the way that the Dreamcast, I think, what was it called? The VMU, the way that was set up, everything was in individual blocks, and you can see these blocks. So if something, I love, like I said, Dreamcast was ahead of its time. Nobody else was on that type of time when they dealt with memory cards, right? And then on top of that, every single game had their own animation to it. PlayStation, in a sense, had it, but you had to actually have the card installed on the system in order to see it. You can see this without the Dreamcast card, being hooked up, because it had, I think, its own internal battery or something like that or whatnot, right? So because it was individual, if a block where that game was like corrupted, it would not corrupt necessarily all the rest of the files. It would just corrupt that file and that was it. You would just delete it. It will let you know. When it dealt with PlayStation, if one file was corrupted, chances are very great that it would corrupt other files that had nothing to even do with that game. And I'm like, how does this even happen? I'm like, what is going on? Like I said, they build things intentionally so that they will have a certain failure rate that they could profit directly off of. You can deal with cars, you can deal with clothes, you can deal with homes, like anything that you basically got on you at this moment in time. It has a potential failure rate to it. It can be very low or it can be very high, depending on the price of the product. It might be quite high. Like I said, go back to cell phones, go back to DVD and CD players. Go back to computer parts or monitors or televisions, because we did have a time where some flat screen TVs were having issues where they were just like, people were buying them bad boys brand new and it just didn't work. It was just a straight black screen. Ty said, hey, don't be putting my game on blast. So I said the Xbox did that for one of their controllers, and it was made from reused material. Yes. The Boulder said DualShock controllers were the best for comfort back then. Yeah, DualShocks were nice. And the funniest thing is, I've gotten so used to playing Xbox controllers that when I touch a PlayStation controller where it has like the convex type of, where it has like the dome thumbsticks, it just feels weird. It's like I can't get jiggy with this, and it's like the positioning of it now, I'm not even used to it no more. Like, it just feels weird. I don't know what it is, but it's like when I'm on like an Xbox controller and how the thumbs are positioned, it feels all right. But when I go back to a PlayStation controller, because my thumbs are larger, you're trying to sit up there and move with the thumbsticks, you're going to end up playing I Declare War with your thumbs while you're trying to play the game at the same time. Like, it's crazy. So I feel like certain designs for controllers, it meets the needs of certain people who have certain hands. So if you're a person that got smaller hands, a PlayStation controller will work out for you because your thumbs are not really going to hit like that. If you're a person with bigger hands, yeah, that's going to be tough. You might want to sit up there and try to get a connector piece and just get an Xbox controller because you got more than enough space. Because even if I try to push everything to the center to try to make my thumbs hit while having my thumbs on the controller, I still got enough space where they're not hitting. If this was a PlayStation controller, my thumbs are meeting. They're going to meet at a certain point in time. It's going to be a problem. Problem. Sham said, oh, because rubber is actually not recyclable. That rubber in tires is what you call vulcanized. Oh, yeah. Vulcanized, yeah. They lie about a lot of what can be recycled. About 90% of recyclables are unable to be recycled. I'm not saying in a sense to like recycle it. I'm saying it like this, right? So maybe I might have misworded myself on that one, Sham. I'm saying that just like how you can retread tires, like people use older tires to retread bald tires, right? Or they put new treads directly on bald tires. They got companies, that do that. So just like how you can do that, you can do that with shoes. You can literally retread a shoe, but they don't want to do that because that's not effective when it deals with the bottom line, which is the money. Because they're like, if we make something that we can just basically retread or replace, then nobody's going to buy the other shoes, right? And they would rather have you buy the same shoe 9 times versus buying that one shoe that is durable, and then they're just selling, the other part. They don't want to do that. They're gonna be like, the R&D, the research, the factory, the manpower, the overhead. They're gonna say that all of this is gonna cost a field of money. Well, you could just sit up there and make it like a limited release and see how it goes. They do limited releases all the time. They could just easily do that. Or they could just sell them in certain countries or whatnot. Like I said, there's a variety of ways that they could decide to sit up there and do it. These companies just opt not to do it. Jug said there were bootleg memory cards that imitated Sony, but they corrupted automatically. Yeah, you did have those back then. Some were good though. Some are good. My card that was corrupted was an actual Sony card. And I had how many cards did I have? I had what, black, blue, and I think I might have had a red card. I think I would probably I wouldn't even know where that thing is even at this point. I would have to try to go back and dig through some stuff just to find some stuff. But yeah, I had a few cards and I had some off-brand cards. The off-brand cards, I did not have a problem with, which is funny. It was did I have Mad Cats or did I have Pelican? I forgot. I had some company, but the off-brand ones I didn't really have a problem with, and I like the off-brand ones because they had colors. Like I said, and that's another thing that I don't like about Sony. Like Sony, they do not like to release colors for their systems. I don't know why they are so uptight about colors. It is the most insane thing. This is why no matter what people got to say about Xbox and Microsoft, they support modding the system in a sense, and they don't have a problem with colors. They never did. Neither did Nintendo. Sony is the only ones that act like, yeah, we're business corporate. We don't do colors here. It's nothing but sadness. And then we just do gray and black. That's it. Just corporate colors. That's it. And then rare extents. Oh, we're collaborating with Madden. We're going to come out with a blue edition. Oh, we're collaborating with God of War. We're doing a red edition. I'm like, that's so trash. All the colors that you got in a Crayola box, you could do this. Mac knew this back in the day. The best Mac PCs, if you want to talk about it, was back in the day when they came out in colors. They were basically reflective of the 64. By far, Nintendo, when it dealt with game systems and colors, Nintendo shits on everybody. Because you had both, what was it, the GameCube, and the best ones were the 64. Because you had the solid colors and you had the semi-transparent colors. And then you also, I think, did I list the Game Boys? You had the GameCube, the Game Boys, and then you also had the 64. They had 3 different systems that had colors and transparent colors. Nobody else, roughly since them, has done that consistently. And that's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Like I said, for whatever reason that Sony is against colors, it's seeming seeming a little bit weird to me. Just saying. Let me see. Sham said, actually, I did a science report to my environmental studies teacher that much of the ongoing green and global warming solutions are to appease ego and not solve the problem. Yeah, of course. Of course. I knew this a long time ago. As some people have stated, the earth has a natural course. So if the earth is heating up, it's going to do what it originally did. The planet was normally humid, right? If we're supposed to pay attention to like the dinosaurs and all of these other periods, it was a tropical place. Go look at Antarctica. Antarctica had tropical plants. They got fossils in Antarctica, which means that, again, the whole planet, which is a majority water planet, it was a warm climate. Warm climate. Probably very few areas where you actually had ridiculously cold weather. Right? But if you have the scientists and other people tell us like, oh, we're going through this climate change because of all of the carbon emissions and we're warming up the planet and we're doing this and we're doing that. Well, how about this? Maybe stop killing the trees. Stop practicing deforestation and allow the plants the plants and the trees to do what it normally does. You're tearing down literally one of the lungs that we have on this planet, which is South America. All of that forest, you're practicing deforestation. Like in hundreds of years, you're going to have parts of South America looking like the Sahara Desert in Africa. The Sahara used to be a tropical area, used to be plants. But because, people went through and basically cut that down, this is what you got. You got nothing but sand. You got nothing but nothing there. Right? Hot, arid, weather, tundra. Right? And it's like if we really wanted to fix things, we wouldn't follow somebody like Bill Gates or whatnot who was saying like, oh yeah, in order to, fix the carbon emissions, we need to cut down the trees, and then we bury the trees to lock in the carbon. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Trees and plants absorb carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. Why would you take that away from the planet to quote unquote encapsulate the carbon? That's not like I said before, it's whatever. I'm not even about to I'm not even about to even go on. I'm not even about to do it because, like I said, there's they say a lot of stupid stuff out there. I'm not gonna do it. But King said plan opulence. I probably mispronounced that. No, I think I did. Opulence. Yeah. Sham said, yeah, it's more profitable for them to create waste. The problem is that it leads to mounds of trash with no place for it. Remember back in the day, we had shoe repair like that, but cheaper to waste now. Yeah, that's facts. Deshaun said, aka the Boulder, said the chocolate colored Xbox is crazy. I don't think I ever seen that. I don't think I ever seen it. Sham said, yeah, but most deforestation is due to farming or agriculture for plant-based crops. Vegans will say that they're saving the planet by eating meat, and I'm like, no, you're not. I will sit up there and say this. I get what it is that you're stating. But I'm looking at it like this. When it deals with quote unquote farmland or what have you, the amount of acreage that they're chopping up, it literally makes no sense. Because let's say like something like China, that would mean that technically China shouldn't really have any type of greenery or anything like that, but they do. Like they both have their farmlands and they still have, like forest or whatnot or whatever, directly out there. There are areas around this planet where we could, in a sense, in a way, terraform those areas in order to create agriculture. Right, we can push irrigation and everything directly to those areas that might not necessarily have that water, so that we don't have to necessarily cut down forest. There's a multitude. You can also do stuff underground, right, and grow stuff and whatnot. Like I said, the way that I'm looking at this, I'm looking at a lot of the previous films, right, when we dealt with sci-fi and what have you. Like, look at Mad Max. You got people in certain sci-fi films, they're wearing certain gear in order to breathe air. They got to do that because they don't really have trees anymore. They barely even got water because human beings decided to destroy that because they thought that they knew what was best, right? Humans will do everything selfishly for themselves, but they won't do what they need to do when it deals with the life of the planet. So again, when it comes to a point in time when the planet is like, you know what? Y'all tearing up everything. Let me just stop the core from spinning. I quit. When a moment in time that the planet's core stops spinning. Because, again, I'm just going to put it in a different instance. That, everything has like a life and it's able to feel. And the earth itself will decide to do what it's going to do, because of what humans have basically done, all of the pollution and whatnot or whatever. If there's ever a point in time that the core basically stops spinning, it's over. It is completely curtains. And I'm going to just solely sit up there and say that is a humanity problem. The animals didn't do it. It was only man that did it. And they caused that to happen because they neglected the planet. That's the best way I could put it. It's the best way I could put it. My belief. The King said, my area that opened my area that open space is being consumed by warehouses and housing due to development. Yeah, like in a lot of neighborhoods, you used to have trees, and then they just started cutting down trees. Like if you look back at older pictures, like you used to see trees like in neighborhoods and on streets and stuff, and everything just became concrete. Everything is just stagnant. It's stale. Like there's like really no type of sense of nature. But now you got, people who are building these cities, they're trying to return some of that nature, back to it. But it's like, it's not the same. It's like you're doing good on trying, but it's not the same. those trees that you're planting, they're not going to really have, in a sense, a real area to expand their roots. Because the main thing about roots and trees is the fact that when a tree grows, it starts to spread out its roots. When you got trees in different areas, it's great because you're not really going to, in a sense, let's say like in certain countries, you have mudslides. A lot of countries tend to have mudslides or loose types of soil because the lack of root systems that are in ground, right? So let's say like you got heavy rains and you got no trees. All of that soil that's loose, that's not being held together by anything, is going to just fall apart. It's going to come down and is going to be everywhere. But if you got a tree and you got those heavy rains, it's less likely, not saying that it's going to be 100% that the soil is going to stay there, but it's less likely that all of it is going to come apart and just flash completely down, right? You're going to have more water than you will, in a sense, soil. That's one thing I've noticed. Sham said, actually, the massive way to pull CO2 out the atmosphere is Earth's natural weather system. Rain and snow trap a lot of greenhouse gases, and the Earth can fix itself, but humans might die out when it does. I mean, it is what it is. If it took for another ice age to happen for the Earth to basically fix itself, it is what it is. Like I said, I can only sit up there and blame humans at the end of the day. Because we ain't really doing nothing to benefit the planet. But let me highlight some videos. Let me highlight some videos real quick. So let's just take a look at this video, because I've been actually talking for 1 hour 31 minutes, and I literally labeled this internet videos and have not played a internet video yet. So let's go to this video here. Right.
9-5, put your unit up here. Put your hands behind your back now. Okay.
So let me freeze that. They said that the man that is here, right? Surveillance video captures the moments when a kidnapping suspect attempted to stab a police officer with a pen. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, but it gets worse as you find out why he's there, right? So remember, he's in there. He's not under handcuffs, and he literally thought about, like, let me get this pen and let me go directly after this cop, right? Being stupid.
9-5, put your unit up here.
Officers say that Reed Duran agreed to be questioned after police encountered him at a school in Ohio.
Put your hands behind your back now. Okay. Stop. Put your hands behind your back now. Okay. You kidding me?
So they said police said Duran allegedly admitted to posing as a parent during a school's open house event to kidnap a 5-year-old. So pay attention to that. So when I sit up there and tell you that we have a problem with the system, we have a problem with the system. So you had somebody that posed as a parent that went to an open house, and they were going to try to kidnap somebody's child. He came in voluntarily. You did not handcuff him, and you allowed him access to a pen. Nobody sees this as a problem. I can spot a multitude of problems. Like I said, this is, I keep telling people, yo, protect the kids directly out here. You got people specifically out here. That's why I tell parents, like, yo, you got to be aware. Because I remember when I was younger and I went to like open houses and stuff, and there were always like a lot of adults. And I think at certain times, like I might have seen some adults that didn't have like any kids, or the kids were like next to them. Because I was with, like, at a private school, I was at the open house and I was just sitting there drawing. Like I was just drawing like Dragon Ball Z characters and, and whatnot or whatever, because I was just bored. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that you can have a full-fledged adult just come to an open house at a school with no kids, and you're going to try to kidnap somebody else's kid. That's 100% insane.
Right now. Put your hands like back now. Stab me, really?
What are you trying to stab you with?
You kidding me?
According to court documents, Duran was not handcuffed initially because he was there voluntarily and was not in custody. Like I said, that's crazy.
Where was the pen at?
No, it's right on the table. Right there.
Yeah, no, I know where it is now, but was it on the table?
Authorities say Duran was charged with attempted kidnapping, felonious assault, and escape.
Take him off his chest.
Stand up.
What do you want to do?
I'll run see real quick.
Let's see.
Like I said, that's crazy. That is crazy. And I'm just saying, notice the person who was trying to do that. That's all I'm saying. That is crazy. It's crazy how that be happening. But let's go to the next video. This one is a little bit funnier here.
Fuck that motherfucker.
He ain't talking about me.
Getting fired. Who getting fired?
Yo!
All bets is closed. Yeah, right.
This your
Let me see
last
you.
day,
Go for
buddy.
Dealer show with a 7. Fuck. That's why I got 2 jobs. If it even was. You up 4 in the morning playing blackjack. Fucking loser.
Why ain't trying to bug with me? Hold on.
Facts.
Sending that to your manager. Your ass gone.
That's hilarious. So what you were able to see was, they got like online poker or whatever. So the black dude is a dealer. So this ain't like, any type of graphics. This ain't Grand Theft Auto, right? This ain't anything like that. So the guy that you hear that is laughing in the background, he was making comments towards the dealer. And the dealer was basically responding back in 4K live. The dude, sitting up here saying like, oh, this is going to be, your last day. You about to sit up here and get fired. I'm sending this to, your supervisor or whatnot, whatever. Like I said, I found this to be funny. I hope that if the people that he works for, the casino, whatever that he works for, I hope they keep him there, because that is going to be comedy, because that dude was on it. That dude was on it. He was like, who getting fired? So I got 2 jobs. What you thought this was? Letting them know. He was like, you talking about you get me fired? I got a 2nd job. So what you saying? This ain't nothing. He was like, we keep jobs around here. That man got one in the back pocket real quick. Like I said, that was funny. I like that. Like I said, I like stuff like that. Like stuff like that. I feel like even though you might not have people that gamble, you would have a lot more people go into that stream or watch that guy just to see what it is that he's going to say back to other people in the comment section. Like I said, like, yo, that dude can easily get famous off of that real quick. Yo, DSA1, what is up? Cinnamon, what is going on? You said, what's with the cop's voice? We're living in a time and a day and age. I'm not trying to misgender nobody. I don't know what's going on. The cop had a light voice. Could have been taking hormones or something. I don't know. It's had a light voice, Transformer. No, I'm playing. I don't know. Maybe he has some helium for breakfast. I don't know what to tell you. Sham said you should see the video of the parents pleading with the cops to arrest this guy. They weren't even going to take him in at first. Yeah, this is why I sat up there and told y'all, going back to the other live stream where I said that the police are not here to protect you, to make sure that you are safe. I'm telling you, like I said, I've been telling y'all that for years. So all of the times that I cover videos and we always would talk about like, yo, why ain't the police doing nothing? The police need to do. They're not there to do anything. It don't matter. And let me just generalize this for the general public, because I know we got 24 people here and people get offended when it's like, yo, you're just solely talking about just black people. This isn't everybody's problem. Let me just generalize this for everybody. For everybody, no matter what creed, ethnicity, religion that you are, you can be a blue alien with polka dots. The police are not here to protect you. They're not here to serve you. They're not here to benefit you. They're not here to look up after you. They're not here to respond. They're here for the rich, the elite, the corporations, the government. All the 4 things that I listed have zero to do with you. You're literally, I'm telling you what it is. They work for the people in power, not the slaves. So for everybody that's not comprehending what I'm saying, everybody here that is watching this, no matter what nationality, creed you are a slave. They're not here to work for you. They're here to keep you where it is that you are and to make sure that you're just doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. That's it. That's it. This is why you don't see a whole bunch of videos of senators and DAs and judges and lawyers getting pulled over by the police, because they know that they're not supposed to go after them. They're supposed to go after you. They're only supposed to go after certain people. Like I said, you don't see like the billionaires and the millionaires getting stopped, receiving speeding tickets, having to fight stuff in court. That's not happening. They're part of the elite. They're part of that brand. Like I said before, if people don't understand what I'm saying, they think it's conspiracy, go pay attention. How many tickets have you gotten in your lifetime driving versus somebody that's a millionaire or a billionaire? Go ask Elon Musk how many tickets he's ever gotten while driving. And I promise you more than likely got more than him. I promise you more than likely have more court dates in front of a judge to dispute some stuff versus him. Promise you. Like I said, that's just the way that it is. And again, if people believe it's conspiracy or whatnot or whatever, go look it up. Go do your research. Go do your research. Who else we got? Sham also stated that they didn't even investigate if he had CP or if he was a trafficker. That's crazy. That is completely, like I said, and this is why I told y'all before, I put out videos to let parents know of the individuals who are specifically out here when dealing with kids, because I'm trying to make y'all aware that the police and the judges and whatnot, they're all in on it too. Like I said, if the police did their job to get rid of crime, there would be no such thing as the police. If the governments did what they were supposed to do to stop war and to make peace, there would be no reason for a military. Everything is about profit. People just can't comprehend this. They just think that, there's just always going to be conflict. No, conflicts are made. Yes, people do have conflicts because people disagree, but not on the greater scale that you see it. Like where you got people arguing over religion. That's some dumb shit. Like you're literally going to war because your God said this and they don't believe your God. And then the other person's God said that they're against your God. I could have sworn it was all the same thing. Like I said, a lot of religious wars are dumb. You've had so many people lose their lives over religion. It's insane. It is insane how many lives have been lost, how many wars have been started and still carry on still to this day in between people. They don't dislike each other because of nationality or color. It's because of the religion. Like I said, if people don't believe me, go look it up. Go look at who profits off of all of these wars, off of the morgues, off of the hospitals. Who profit from the bullets, from the missiles, from the helicopters, for the anti-tank and all this other type of stuff. People out here making hand over fist money. King Black, what is up? What is up? Brother said, yo. So now we're going to go to another video real quick. And this one is directly from Kai Cenat, or as I basically say, Kai Kent.
I don't know who thinks and believes that I make content for kids, but you're dumb as shit if you think I'm making the content that I make is for me and other grown-ass niggas, bro. If kids tune in, you gotta call their parents, gang. That ain't me. That's what I be talking. You can't blame me. If kids is tuning in also, nigga, if you do your fucking research, you dumb bitch, type in Kai Cenat on Twitch, nigga. Click on my stream and see if it warns you to be 18 plus to continue further watching.
So let me just go on what he stated, because a lot of people were stating online that who actually watches him, it's nothing but kids watching. It's like I'm not sure why people sitting up here trying to play around. You have a younger generation that is out here. Like he's in his early 20s. You got people that are in their 20s that watch him. You got some people that are like 18, 19 that sit up there and watch him. Even 17, watch him. So he has a wide field. But you have a lot of people out here just trying to make it seem like he just got like little kids watching, like people who are like 8, 9, 11, 12. And this is like his whole demographic. And he does content for them. He does content for adults. Like he's cussing, he's saying a whole bunch of stuff directly in his content. Like he said before, and this is why I told parents before, if it ever at a point in time that magically a kid is watching him or any other person on Twitch, that's poor parenting. That is like strictly like poor parenting, because it should not be at a moment in time that your child should be able to basically see his content or many other people's content. That just should not be the thing at all. And like I told people before, it don't take nothing for these kids to sit up there and make a fake Google account and sit up there and say that they're 18 and then go directly to Twitch or get on any website. It don't take nothing. Because trust me, I didn't set up there. I did it when I was a teenager. I did it when I was on a World Wide Web, back on AOL. It don't take nothing to sit up there and just go to a website and say that you're 18. To have an email profile to say that you're 8, it don't take nothing. It really don't. And kids are smart. Like I said, people keep dismissing the fact that kids are smarter than a lot of adults when it deals with technology. And that's just the fact. A lot of these kids know how to work cell phones, tablets, and computers better than a lot of adults. Even some adults that are my age. Kids know how to work technology way better than them. You got kids who have locked their parents out of their own cell phones, out of their own tablets. You got kids that figured out, and I'm talking about kids that are single digits, they figured out some type of way on the computer to get away from their parents' password that is on their profile and still get onto the computer. Like I said, people better be paying attention. But again, like I said, at the moment in time that a child is watching, a lot of these people, these streamers, these in real life streamers that are directly on Twitch, that's poor parenting. No child should be watching any of that content, because like I said, I've done a lot of content and I've shown it to you guys, but I've also had it blurred out to let y'all know, like, yo, the stuff that's on Twitch is serious. A lot of kids really shouldn't even be on there. Twitch is not even like the space that it used to be like 10 years ago. This is like some soft core type of, thing that's going on over there. They're really trying to push the boundaries. And then on top of that, I know that they're trying to push the boundaries because, number one, they're owned by Amazon. And number two, if you do your research on Twitch, they're not even profitable. Let me see if I even got the clip of that. I might have the clip where the guy was talking about how Twitch at this moment in time is still not even profitable. And think about that for a minute. Twitch, this large streaming platform service, is not profitable. You got all of these people that, pour money. You got Twitch that's putting out these $1 million or sometimes maybe $100 million contracts to these streamers, and they are not profitable. That is insane just to think about. Matter of fact, let me see if I got that specifically up here, because this is bookmarks, right? No, it's a Switch. Where's my other screen at? Where is it at? Let's see, Opera. Okay, that's a Switch screen. Okay, let me see. Let me just take that one down real quick, because I don't want nothing to pop up that ain't supposed to be popping up. Because then YouTube be like, yo, you actually showcase like that directly in that's exactly why I had to make sure I had that taken down. Let me see if I can get this video real quick, because the guy that's the head, and again, I respect that he's transparent about Twitch, but it's crazy to get on there and to say that your company is not profitable. Let me see if I got that clip directly up here. Let me see. Yeah, because they got the layoffs. And let me see. I'm trying to see if I can get this specific clip here. I don't technically like the double screen thing directly on Twitter, because it opens up two screens and you can't specifically just scroll back to the area that you were at, because I feel like it should have left there. Let me see, because I really want to give the clip, but I'm just going to share. Let me just play Kai Cenat's the rest of his, and then I'll go to it.
Nigga, I can call up my Twitch rep and say, hey, can you please take off that warning for my shit? But guess what? I leave it. Wanna know why? Because hopefully you 18 plus watching this shit. It literally warns you before you click on my stream.
Right? So he was raging out because somebody was obviously saying that he got children or whatnot watching. And again, if a child is watching his stream, that's poor parenting. That's the best way I can sit up there and tell you. They shouldn't be online unmonitored and, you know, just watching stuff willy-nilly. That just should not be a thing. Again, I've put warnings directly to parents out there, specifically dealing with Twitch and how things, you know, in a sense go and everything like that. So now we're going to go directly over to this right here. And the caption states, we aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch, and that was stated by CEO Dan Clancy, confirms that Twitch is not profitable. This is just one conversation that a part of the conversation that he was having. What you said? No sound? Hold on. All right, I got you. No problem. No problem. I got you. Let me just stop the screen share on that. Let me just get this video real quick and let me play that for you guys. Give me a quick second. And video is downloaded. All right. All right, so let me just upload the video. And here we go.
Really need to run the company based upon where we're at today. We've implied this before, where we say we need to run it sustainably, but you know, I'll be blunt. We aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch, and a big thing for being sustainable over time is ensuring that we don't lose money. And that's a big part of my job because that's going to be what makes sure we can be here for a long term. We've been very clear about the importance of our efforts to try and continue to provide more resources to streamers.
And it's crazy that you sit up there and say that Twitch is not profitable. Again, like I said, I respect honesty, but you know, going back to when Twitch was founded and looking at Twitch now, and you're saying that Twitch is not yet profitable, that's crazy. So how is it possible that y'all able to hand out these $1 million contracts to streamers? Like somebody said, maybe if you stop handing out these $1 million contracts to a lot of these streamers, it wouldn't be a problem, right? And, you know, like I said before, if you got to cut stuff where stuff needs to be cut, then you need to start at the top because that's usually what's sucking up a lot of the money, just to be honest. Just to be honest, maybe you should just offer like, you know, some decent contracts that are more feasible and affordable so that you can look at the overall graph and be like, all right, if we cut back, you know, here, then over time, it's like we're going to start to get back in the green. Like I said, you're not profitable. You're negative. That's a problem. And even with them doing all of these changes and allowing women directly on there to be almost nude, it's still not making them money. Like I said, so people better pay attention. People better sit up there and pay attention. Like I said, if Twitch were to, you know, really go into a direction of gaming and they really start to foster that and they really are trying to push that and they do different changes where they enable people to discover, you know, newer people, yo, Twitch will be booming, but it's not going to do it because Twitch is old. It's the way of the dinosaurs. It's archaic, and they don't really want to change how it is that they have their system. They're just going to keep it how it is. Like I said, I feel like Twitch, in a sense, is going to start to go on that Blockbuster, GameStop type of decline. That's what's going to happen. Because sooner or later, there's going to be an Asian website, and I promise you, this is more than likely going to happen one of two ways. There's going to be somebody over in Asia, or it might even potentially be somebody in Africa, because Africa is popping up as well too. Either one of those two places, somebody's going to come up with a brand new streaming service that is going to be way better than Twitch. It is going to have everything that people basically want as soon as you get on that platform. It's not going to be like the updates that you got to wait years for. Like the stuff that you want is automatically going to be there. It's going to give you all the tools to edit videos. It's going to give you the popular music that you need. You're going to be able to make clips. You're going to be able to stream. You're going to be able to make videos. You're going to have all of this on one platform, and it's going to work the way as it is intended. Like I said, there's going to be competition that is going to arise, and YouTube and Twitch ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. They're just going to have to sit there, and they're going to be seething. They're going to have to try to figure out a way to copy what it is that they're doing and implement it into their old systems. That's all that's going to happen. That is how it's going to happen. Ty said, "Oh, I seen this." Ty was like, "Yeah, nah, he lying." Like I said, I'll tell you this: the truth that he sat up there and spoke is that if there are kids watching his streams, they ain't supposed to be watching them. I've sat up there and seen his streams. Like there be some stuff going on. There be some innuendos and all other types of stuff happening. Kids ain't supposed to be watching that. Like I said, for me, kids should not even be on Twitch. The amount of adult rated content that is technically allowed on Twitch, kids shouldn't even be on there. It's ridiculous for them to even be realistically on there. I'm just gonna be honest. Like it's hard to even I can say that technically a little bit less with YouTube, and that's only because YouTube hides content. Twitch doesn't really hide content, because you'll have stuff come up that you might not even be interested in, especially on the highlighted section where they just put like anybody directly up there. It's crazy. And they'll put specific people up there. Sham said, "Who would let small kids watch him though? People need to stop letting the internet babysit their kids." Yeah. King said, "Facts." Ty said his fans range is 90% between the age of 20 to 29. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, he has a range of people that are of his time or within that. Like I said, even I watched like some of his stuff, and I don't fit directly within those perimeters. Sham said, if you are a parent, don't know enough how to lock your kids off the PC, then you shouldn't be on it either. You literally can buy a key lock on the startup to keep it from turning on. No excuses. It's not even just that. You also got kids got their own devices. You got kids out here that got their own cell phones. You got some kids out here that got like iPhones. And I'm like, I don't even got an iPhone. I'm like, y'all must be rich. Like I said, kids got better phones than I got. I mean, I opt not to have a phone like that, but I'm just saying, like, kids got like better phone and in some instances better tech than I got. So, we're living in a whole nother like world and society where, certain things are allowed. Like when we were growing up, stuff like that wouldn't even be allowed. You would not be able to just do whatever. It's like having a television. Your parents will sit up there and tell you what channels you can watch and what channels you can't watch. Right? That's how it was. That was in a sense the internet of that time, right? That was the world. Right? And now it's a whole different, like the world now is like a universe. You can go any and everywhere. Literally at the press of a button, any and everywhere, to every single country, to every dark space on the internet or whatnot or what have you. It's crazy. Ali said, "What's up with that, miss?" Basically, we're doing just internet videos. For the first hour, and probably like 40 something, just talking about games. Because I was supposed to do videos, and then I started going through some of the videos and shorts. We're on, I think, was that video number 3? Yeah, that was video number 3, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got I think like 4 left, maybe about like 4 videos left. Right. So now we're gonna go. Let me just make sure to delete the videos that we already did. so it's easier to keep track of those, right? Because we already went over Kai's video. So now we're going to look at this one.
Why is she acting like she's in a room?
Get the hell out of the way, retards.
What are you doing? Psychopath.
Those black guys all have guns in the car and they're holding them up. You need to get the hell out of the way,
No.
retards.
Hold them up to where?
The windows. With full banana clips.
Now, let me just sit up there. Let me just sit up here and say I don't know if this is like a skit or not, because I've seen instances where people will just blatantly say some stuff that wasn't even factual. I don't know if this is like a skit or not. It's like, why? Even if it was, why? Like, why even do it? Because it's like it doesn't even realistic. At least from the clip that I showed, it doesn't even have a purpose. All it's basically just showing is just him having like these his inner thoughts and saying them out loud, right? But the one thing I notice is that I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the area, and then I'm looking at a group of other people walking completely fine, right? So if that was the case, that those dudes really had what he said that they had, then police would have been called, and he would have warned those other people that was walking by. It was at least like a good 4 to 5 of them, like walking through like the gas station, and I'm like, that just sounds completely crazy. Then on top of that, you can't even see who in the car. Like I said before, yeah, people do anything for social media, but it's like at certain points, it's like, what is this even going to sit up there and do? Are you hoping to sit up there and get some type of like buzz directly off of this? Because again, you do got people that will say out of the way negative stuff all the time, because all publicity is good publicity. Again, people gotta, pay attention directly to that. So you also got that as well. But like I said, I feel like this is just, I don't know. That's some weirdo type stuff. You got so many other people. Like when you look at the country, and if we were to try to figure out who is the specific demographics that have firearms the most, it ain't gonna be black people. It ain't gonna be black people. It's gonna be the majority, aka the global minority. That have like the greater majority of the weapons. Like I said, that sounds completely stupid. But now we're about to listen to a nice handy dandy message from a woman here. It will be a little bit of vulgarity, so I put that warning directly out there because I just didn't edit it, because I just didn't. So here we go.
It is brothers that are working on themselves, and they are seeking out assistance in their journey, and they are getting bolder in their evolution. If you do not mean these men well, stay the fuck away from them. Don't be fucking them up. Don't be tempting them with that pussy. Leave them alone. Let them heal. Because a lot of women be using this spirituality, consciousness, cosmics, whatevers to get some dick. Y'all be coming in, oh, blessings, king. Highest praises, king. I see the God in you all because you want some dick. And then when he break your motherfucking heart, then, niggas ain't shit all over again. No, he was just a king, remember? Remember, it was just Hotep, blessings, king. Blessings, king. You such a god. Then when he dozed through your motherfucking ass because he ain't ready for that, and you keep pushing that pussy on him, and your heart broke the fuck up, get off of him. Don't be bashing him. Leave him alone.
Opinions about that message for those who are able to hear it. Let me hear some opinions there. Anybody?
Yeah.
Let me know. What do you think about that message for those that were able to hear it? Because I've stated before that there are certain messages that are given and others that are not, and that are completely ignored. And a lot of times people sit up there and state that men are toxic, men are this and men are that, men only use women and yada, yada, yada. But nobody really comes out and really talks about the reverse. So now you got a woman doing that. She's talking about how you got women who are, in a sense, chameleons. They'll talk all of this spiritual. They'll talk about the signs and astrology and all this other type of stuff. And they'll say all of this nice stuff and whatnot. And then they'll end up getting a guy. All right. And that guy is trying to rebuild himself back up. He's working on himself. She's simply telling women like, yo, leave those guys alone. If you obviously see a dude is working on himself, no matter how you might find him attractive or whatnot, let that dude work on himself. Let him do whatever it is that he needs to sit up there and do. Don't disrupt that process. But you got women out here who are selfish and that see what's going on, but they're like, I'm just here to basically get mine. And they'll specifically go in and seek out those guys to disrupt all of that just to turn around and become the women that they say that they're not, and to then go online and whatnot and start bad mouthing all of those guys and start trying to generalize. Like I said, I respect women who come out here and who, specifically speak and talk about, some of those things that take place. Now, this one specifically for the guys, I want y'all to pay very close attention to this next video, because this is, when guys should really just understand and know that because you feel a certain type of way does not necessarily that mean that the woman that you're interested in feels the exact same way that you feel.
Yeah. Single, probably.
Yeah. I've been single for a long time. Wait, how long have you been single for?
Like 4 months.
Ooh, you sure you're ready for me?
I'm ready.
I've been single for 2.5 years.
Are you sure you're ready for me?
I don't know. I like how this is going. If there was no one here who wanted to date and I was to lean in for a kiss, what would you do?
Kiss you back.
The person I think is actually interested in me and is not here for the money is number 3. Yes! So, I want to come up to you and ask you one question.
I think he's right, he must be right.
If you're here for the money, you take the money. Are you here for love or here for money?
Sorry. But you can still take me on a date and we can work out if it's true. Once you go black, you never go back.
Oh my God.
Single, probably.
Yeah.
Now let me just show you the craziness in that, right? She played that game like, yeah, I'm interested. I'm looking for this and all this other type of stuff. I've been single for some months. The other dudes say he's been single for 2.5 years, whatnot, or whatever. Right? She's sitting up there playing the game. And you see all of the women that are specifically up there. And I want to note this took place in the United Kingdom, right? So you see all the women from left to right directly up there, right? And then you see her. And he was saying that he believed specifically in that girl. It was like, yo, I know that you basically here. So we're going to basically do the test. If you're here for love, come, directly with me. But if you're here for the money, take the money now. And you see the look on her face. She's trying to sit up there and hide that little smile. You see her eyes in a position clearly change. And that's a little bit of money. It's probably maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000, or maybe a few $100s, whatever it was. And then she looked at him, look at the money, and she stayed looking at that money, and she went and grabbed that money. And then she turned around and took it. But she was like, you know what? You can still take me out. How do you fix your face to play a game and sit up there and state that, yo, I'm here for a relationship? And then once the money is shown, you put your hand out to sit up there and take the money. And then on top of that, you're like, yeah, but you can still take me out on it. I ain't paying for nothing. You got the money. Why am I paying for anything? But I'm just listening at, but also why even talking about a date? You just sat up here and played a whole game just to sit up there and get some money. And now you want to turn around and talk about a date. Like I said, this is why a lot of this stuff, people need to pay attention to a lot of this stuff, because this is some actual real world type of stuff. Of course you got skits and all this other type of stuff directly out there. But in order to have those things, they have to come from somewhere. And you have women out here that will lie and state that they are about a relationship, but realistically, they're only there because a dude is able to provide. A dude has a little bit of money. And the moment in time that dude is not able to provide, the moment in time that dude is sick, or the moment in time that they see a dude that now has $1 billion yacht, they leaving you You might have gave her a couple of stacks, whatever it was, but as soon as she see that dude with that yacht, she see that dude with that Maserati, she out of there. On the first thing smoking. Like I said, that's the message. That's the moral of the story. That's the moral of the story that you were able to see. That is the moral. That is it. Like I said, you gotta do a lot more testing directly out there. And technically, realistically, to be honest, in a sense, the greatest test directly out there is to put money out there in conversations. It might seem a little bit rude or brash, whatever people want to sit up there and state. But like I said, I'm about honesty. Some women are very good at sitting up here saying, like, I ain't really, worried about the money, but when realistically they are, they're just trying to play the game on the long end. So, like I said, it's still going to be tough. No matter how you sit up there and slice it, no matter how you sit up there and cut it, as a guy, you're not really going to see who that person is up until, everything is everything. And that might take a little bit of time. Or maybe you might get some signs and some symptoms when you have conversations and arguments. Sham said, I don't even know what to think about this. LOL, stay away from astrology woman. Also said, what I'll say is you don't know people's true colors from day one. It takes time to know someone. That's a lesson to learn in life. And when you do learn about people, they change and you keep learning. That's facts. Yo, Tippy, what is up? What is up? What's up? Said, what I missed? Just a few videos, a few clips that I posted. Hack said, I will be back in a few. All right, sir. All right. The next clip, I forgot specifically what this one was. So we're going to hear it because I can't even go verbatim.
And we don't say it. Chinese food is too expensive for them to be that disrespectful to us.
Oh, yeah.
Period. And it's just rice. And it's a bunch of deep fried, airy, whatever else they give you with it. We let them talk to us crazy and whatever, we stand in line. We don't even care. They don't even put commercials. You ain't never seen a Chinese food commercial. They don't care. They know niggas gonna come. But be the first ones to, I don't, you got a small black business, I don't go there because they was talking to me. I don't like how they talked to me last time. But go under their post and talk bad about them because they ain't like how they was talking. But they'll go back to the Chinese place. How you doing? I'm ready to play. I on phone. I place order. I need a house fried combination rice and sweet and sour. You all combination rice, sweet sour chicken, $47.35. And put it right there. And we just do it. We don't care. We laugh. Yeah, but be the first ones to go off on a small black business because you ain't like the way they was talking to you. And it really just be a misunderstanding. It don't even be they talking to you crazy. Sometimes they do, but it don't be like that. The niggas go right back to the same Chinese place. We be ready to go off on our own people before we go off on the people who go off on us. Treat us like shit. We buy that more than anybody else. We buy Chinese food more than Chinese people buy Chinese food. Let them talk. That's crazy, any kind of way. Yep.
So I just want to note to people, all of the things that you've heard in there, I've stated that for so many years. I've stated how black people are. That was even in a previous live stream, like probably 2, 3, 4 live streams that I've gone over this exact same thing that this man is basically stating. How it is that black people are gang when they deal with other black people. We the hardest, we the toughest, we the baddest. But when it comes to other people, we're just like, we'll just take it. We're so submissive when it deals with everybody else. We want to be big and bad. We want to be alphas. We want to be leaders. We want to be the top of the top. And we want to show off, right? And stunt when it deals with our own people to make them know like, hey, I'm up here and you're below me. But when it deals with everybody else, it's like, oh, we respect them no matter how it is that they treat us. Like he said before, black people are the only ones. We buy more Chinese food than Chinese people buy from their own thing. How many times do you see Chinese people go to a Chinese takeout restaurant and go get the food that's there? You 99.9%, let it be a black community, 99.9999999% of the time, you got black people going to that restaurant. You don't see those Chinese people. You don't see their families coming to that restaurant. You don't see other relatives. You don't see friends coming directly to that bad boy, buying up their food. It's only us. But yet we complain about the disrespect. We complain about how it is that they sit up there and talk about us. We complain about the quality of the food and all this other type of stuff, but yet we still come right back there spending money directly with them. Knowing that we're going to get disrespected. Knowing we got disrespected about 2 days ago, a week ago, a month ago, half a year ago, a year ago. Like I said before, black people like abuse. We're not going to sit up there and take that abuse from our own people, we're going to sit up there and fight them. We're going to sit up there and have it out. We're going to have words, all this other type of stuff. But when it deals with anybody else that's not black, we will sit there and take that. Whatever words that they got to sit up there and tell us, however it is that they describe us, however it is that they talk about us or talk down to us, whatever it is that they decide to do to us in our community, we will sit up there and take that 100% of the time and won't sit up there and do nothing. We'll just sit there. And we'll just be like, Kumbaya, my Lord, we shall overcome. We'll just do that. All types of slave hymns and all this other type of stuff. Talking about, yeah, we're gonna go to the church. We're gonna talk to the pastor. We're gonna pray this away. God is gonna do something for him. I keep telling people, God gave you common sense, and you're not using that common sense. You're putting 100% of the responsibility of the situation on God. This ain't God's situation. This is you. This is a situation that literally you can deal with, that you can correct. If you want to talk about a tornado, a hurricane, a tsunami, an asteroid falling, no problem. Give all of that. Hey, pray to God. Do whatever you need to sit up there and do. When it's dealing with a physical situation that you can see, that you're a part of, that you can literally get other people together and actually see, and then y'all can come through with a plan and figure it, that's on you. So again, for black people, at any moment in time that you take disrespect from other people, that's not a God problem, that's a you problem. And it keeps happening because you allow it to happen. You are the only person that controls how it is that a person out here in the world, at jobs or food businesses, you are the one that dictates how those people are able to treat you. So like I say, a lot of people can't sit up here and tell me that you got respect, but you still go to the same establishment. You still allow those people to have that mouth, to have those words directly with you. Having respect means you're going to remove yourself from that situation. And they ain't never going to be able to talk to you like that ever again. But like I said, black people ain't at that point. Because black people lack the type of love, the validation, the lack of caring, the lack of faith in self, lack value, lack all of those things. Like I said, it's crazy out here. Sham said they don't eat their own food because it really is bad for you. They make it too greasy for me, so I make my own egg rolls, rice, and other stuff. Same with pizza. I hate greasy pizza. Let me tell you, I like the grease on pizza. I like the grease on pizza. Like when you got like the brick pizzas, and you know they got like the fresh, you know, mozzarella or whatever. And let's say like you got like some pepperoni, or maybe you got some other stuff directly on there. You know, I don't know what to sit up there and tell you. You know, that grease with that pizza, it just adds flavor. It just encapsulates, you know, everything that deals with that pizza. And then, you know, you add some other stuff on there. You might add some Parmesan, you might add some crushed peppers, you might add some garlic or some other, you know, type of stuff directly on there that just make that pizza pop. Like I say, yo, that grease be hitting. I don't know how to say it. Tippy said, I never seen a Blasian Asian in those places. Oh yeah, I never seen that either. I never seen somebody that's black and Asian and at like one of those corner Chinese places getting takeout. I've never seen it. I've never seen it either. King said they don't touch the gutter oil. Oh yeah, I think I did show that off too. Yeah, that gutter oil, that is a thing, and there's some other things to that too. But I'll just leave that where it be. Tippy said, "Well, I don't eat Chinese food anymore, chow mein, but man, I've never had chow mein. I don't think I ever actually had chow mein actually. So hopefully this plays. If not, I'll just download the video so we will see what will take place. Is it because it's not? Let me see. To share audio, to share audio, share a tab or a screen instead. Ha. So you would have to share like the whole screen. Aha. Okay, so let me just do it this way, right? That's crazy. I got to do it this way. All right. So I'm going to give a little bit of back history here, right? So, wait, was that the tab that I was supposed to? That might have been the wrong tab. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I think I was supposed to share that tab instead. I'm just going to do that. I got two of the same tabs open, so it's whatever. So the video that you are going to see, this is by Black TZ Deck. Stated, I've been asked what I think about the situation before. Too much for Twitter. What I will say is motive reveals a ton. Why does your spouse need time away from you? And more than a week is a long ass time. Whatever you land, get that answer before they roll out, right? So we're going to take a listen to this video here.
And all of a sudden it's just dust and dirt everywhere.
So this is the POV. When your wife say, I need a couple weeks away from your ass, and she's about to go on her own exploration with our dog, right? And I'm just being cool about it and letting her have a couple weeks, knowing I ain't about to cheat. She feels safe, I feel safe. Just honoring her space and time. And I get to have some.
Already wiping down seats.
Wipe me down. How does it feel to have a husband that is embracing you being able to have 2 weeks to yourself?
It feels beautiful. It feels freeing. It feels loving. It feels like another level of provision. Because a lot of people will stop you, be like, oh no, if you going, I gotta go with you. I need to go with you. Why you want to go by yourself? And to like have absolutely none of that questioning, for you to just be like, go honor yourself, whatever that looks like. Still making sure I'm safe, taken care of, I have everything I need, but still, you know, giving me that freedom. Cleo. At the camera.
Cleo.
Quick.
She ready to go.
She's over it. She's like, okay.
Right. So there was, I'm trying to find the comment real quick because there was just somebody repeatedly underneath the video on the comment section that was there, right? And she was basically giving a little bit of information stating that the woman is, I guess, an ex-cop or something like that. And originally, I guess before she was married or whatever, she used to post videos about living in like a van or something like that. You know, like how some people live in vehicles and they decide to travel. Let me see if I can find her comments here. Let me see. Excuse me. But yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know. What's y'all feelings on that? How would you feel if your significant other decided that, hey, we are married and stuff like that, but I need about like 2 weeks away to basically breathe? Like just imagine that. Yeah, like one woman said that she is a van life blogger and she's been like that for years. Let me see. I wish it would actually stay in one place so I wouldn't have to keep scrolling down. Because that one that's a little bit, like I said, for me, I'm like, you saying like if your relationship is completely good and it's like it's fine, like very little arguments, I'm not seeing why you would actually need, like, I get like what they're saying. Like, all right, if she's basically a van blogger, like that's what she did before she get married, that's cool. That's all right. But why not both of y'all just sit up there and go and, you know, in a sense, do that? Like, it's, I don't know. For me, I feel like a certain type of way about it. Because also due to the effect, let's say if she goes out, right? And then if not wishing that anything happens, but if something were to happen, people are going to turn around on him, be like, oh, you were the husband, you should have went with her, you didn't protect her. Like, it's going to be as a negative. It's going to be a negative. Like, it's going to be a losing, situation. Like, it's crazy. Another woman, she said, it's so much projecting insecurities in the comments, but I get why y'all would be. It's not healthy being around anyone all day, every day. That's why couples can't stand each other now. What's healthy is taking some time and space to be on your own, in your own thoughts. That's not specifically what it is. It's the simple fact. The reason why a lot of people can't stand one another, you have a lot of people that are in relationships, they can't stand themselves. Just to be honest and just to be real. You have a lot of people that have never been alone by themselves, right? So if they've never been alone by themselves and they've never actually dealt with themselves, like in that totality, how is it that another person can then be around somebody else if they've never been by themselves for a nice given amount of time? It's impossible for you to be a person that ain't never really dealt with yourself to then accept and be around somebody else that is completely and totally different from you. Whole different energies, thought processes, and all. It's impossible for you to be able to actually balance that act because you never actually balanced yourself. And that's the thing why you got a lot of relationships that are the way that they are, because there's always somebody there that has not worked on that area. So because they're not fine within themselves and fine with themselves, it's impossible for them to really be fine with you. So they got to go through every single day to basically work on that aspect to be fine with themselves, so that in turn, they will be fine with being with you in a relationship and you being there every single day. Because if somebody is there every single day, that shouldn't bother you. Because case in point, if we're to go by that lady's logic, right? She said it's not healthy to be around anyone all day, every day, right? Some people are around their pets consistently. Pets are there consistently. You might not be at your job, every single day, but your pets are there every single day. And you see them every single day. You walk them, you feed them, you take them to the vet, all that other type of stuff. Some people sit up and say, oh, that's not the same thing. That's not the same as yes, it is. Pets got their whole attitudes. They got their whole other things. If you got a dog, that's a whole nother person. You walk it, you feed it, you take it to the vet. You got to sit up there and take it to a trainer. The dog needs surgeries. The dog got medical bills, all of this. And they got their own little attitudes too. When you tell them no and yes and all this other type of stuff, they're like little people. Irregardless of how it is that people want to sit up there and see pets, that's exactly how they are. To sit up there, if you ever had a dog or a cat and you've talked to them long enough and you tell them no, you'll start seeing attitudes. A cat, you sit up there and tell them no, they'll throw an attitude. They'll start showing you their back. They don't want to be near you for right now because they got an attitude because they can't get, or you didn't do what it is that they want you to do. And then they'll start sitting up there, clawing up carpet or whatever. Dogs, if they're left alone, they'll start tearing up the house, chewing on shoes, throwing whole tantrums because they're by themselves. Like, they'll do a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, if at any point in time, and I also want to note the comments that I'm reading from on Twitter dealing with this video, you see women, in a sense, being fine with this. But like somebody stated, if a man said this, if a man said like, hey, I need to be away 2 weeks from my wife, so many women would just come out and be like, what's wrong with you? Why you got to be there for like 2 weeks? Oh, you're out there. You got a mistress. You got a second family. You out there cheating. Oh, you looking for something. You this. It'll be all of this whole other type of stuff, tearing down this dude's character, which they don't know. But you got this woman sitting up there saying it, and because there's a basis of, hey, she was a blogger, this is what she used to do or whatnot or whatever, it's like, oh, it's okay. But even without that, women will still say, oh, it's okay for a woman to sit up there and take a breather. She has kids, she has this, she has that. And I'm like, so men don't deserve to take a type of breather or anything? They're just completely fine. They don't have nothing going on. They don't need to decompress. They don't need to do nothing. I'm like, this is correct. Double standards. Double standards. That's the best way I can sit up there and just say, just double standards. Double standards. One person said, I used to have a job that I would travel 7 to 10 days at a time. Trust me, married people definitely need their space. I work from home now, and my wife was off for a few days before Xmas till after New Year's Eve. And I'll tell you right now that those 12 days were like living through the pandemic. Again, I'm just going to go through the aspect of what this guy stated. He's stating that, the 7 to 10 days is fine because married couples need it. You need it because y'all more than likely argue. Y'all have problems. Y'all have a variety of reasons why y'all can't be with each other or whatnot or whatever that's unresolved. Y'all didn't seek therapy or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, there's always underlining issues. There's underlining stuff there. Like I said, that sounds a little bit crazy. And then to sit up there and say like being on break from Christmas to like New Year's Eve was basically tough, the 12 days. You having a problem just being around that person for 12 days, realistically, you might have sat up there and married the wrong person. You probably shouldn't even be in a relationship. Like I said, and I know that's probably hard for like people to sit up there and hear, but I'm just gonna sit up there and be honest. If you can't sit up there and like stand or be near another person, you probably shouldn't have ever been in a relationship. Just to be honest, you probably should stop being in relationships. Don't sit up here and try to blame the other person. Talk about you. Focus on you. Fix that. Because you just being with a whole nother person is not going to fix that issue. Because let you be with a whole nother person, and that person is, let's say, like the best person that you're supposed to be with, you're really going to sit up there and see your flaws because you have nothing else to focus on. You can't focus on the person that is ideal and that's supposed to be perfect for you and try to say that they got a problem when they don't. All of those problems that you basically see or are theorizing, that's a reflection of you. And like I said, at the end of the day, everything is a self problem. A lot of people do not know how to deal with self and be by self. A lot of people don't know how to do that. So I keep telling people like, hey, before you get into a relationship, make sure you, focus on you. Fix that up. Another person said, this is an acquaintance of mine. I met him through a friend because he did monthly healing day retreats in New Jersey I went to. They both deal with extreme trauma and are navigating that together very publicly. I agree. This is a long time, but we don't know the discussion between them. So I guess she's saying that the woman in the comment section is saying that she knows the woman or whatnot or whatever. And they are obviously dealing with different things that they have not dealt with separately by themselves. Like I said, again, you got people that come together and usually one or both people have things that they have never, really dived directly into or deemed that important up until now that they're in a relationship. Now it's like, okay, I need to sit up there and fix this. It's like, realistically, you should have fixed this before you got into a relationship. But you opted not to sit up there and do that because you wanted to sit up there and be selfish. And like I said before, a lot of people don't know how to be alone. A lot of people are not in a space where they were even allowed because a lot of people they got like brothers and sisters. Again, I came up being like an only child, so I had no choice. So I had to sit up there and learn that. You had to find a certain type of comfort directly in that. A lot of other people, they got like brothers and sisters and all this other type of stuff. So they ain't never been alone. So, for those people, it's like, y'all got to work on that. Because moving from like that instance to now you're dealing with somebody that's not blood related. You're dealing with somebody that's completely different. You're dealing with somebody that has a whole complete other thought process, and you're formulating a relationship, and you're potentially also creating kids as well too. Yeah, you gotta get that down pat before you get into a relationship, and that's just being real. Let me see. Pink said 2 weeks is a tough one. Tippy said, why couldn't they just sleep in separate rooms? But I don't know. It's their marriage. He's not angry. She used to be a cop, but it's dangerous for a black woman to be traveling alone. I mean, she's a cop, so she good. She is completely good. She knows how to defend herself. She is completely fine with, you know, being on her own. She got it. I ain't even worried about her. She got that. As soon as I saw somebody in the comment section say cop, I'm like, she got that. Sham said, I don't know, because, you know, some people are introverted even when you have relationships. On the other hand, 2 weeks is a long time to be away. I mean, yeah, you do got introverts. You do. You do. And the main thing I would say about that, if you are an introvert, you need to find somebody else that's an introvert, in a sense. I mean, even though opposites do attract, in a sense, but there's going to come a point in time that if you got somebody that's an introvert and the other person that's a whole social butterfly and all this other stuff, it's going to clash, because the other person is like, hey, let's go, let's try this. And then introverts going like, no, I'm good. I'll stay in the house. I'll do this. I'll do that. So it's going to come to a point in time where, you know, those things are going to clash. Versus if you got two people that are introverts, it's all good. It's going to be like y'all in a snowy cabin and all y'all need is snacks and whatnot or whatever. And it's on. It's whatever it is. Movies, television shows, gaming, whatever. You know. Pink said 2 weeks is a tough one. Look at what people were saying about DJ Envy's wife taking a 3-week vacation. Well, they were going through other marital things. I think there was some type of like cheating allegations, or they had a conversation where some stuff was not happening. I remember that conversation. He was sitting up there holding his wife's hand and all that. Yeah. I remember some of the stuff from those conversations. So it was some other things added into that of why she was sitting up there taking 3-week vacations, because she was probably off doing her own thing too. Like I said, DJ Envy was doing his thing throughout different times, and his wife was like, hey, well, we're still going to be here. We got kids or whatnot or whatever. You know, I'll just be off doing my own thing. I'll be off for 3 weeks. You know? Let me see. Sham said, get some space for a day or so is fine. She's taking a whole 2 weeks. Even vacations aren't that long. I mean, if you have kids, you can't take a 2-week vacation like that. Some people will be like, yeah. Some women will be like, yeah, I can't take a 2-week vacation because the father can sit up there watching. They'll be like, if I'm sitting up there working, cooking, taking care of the kids, washing, doing the clothes, and I could take a 2-week vacation away from everybody. Right, and women have stated that online. You got I've heard some single mothers out here be like, yo, I deserve a vacation. And I'm like, I get what it is that you're saying, but you created the situation. So it's like, if you wanted to vacation, you should have just kept vacation and not had kids. And some people would get mad and be like, you can't just sit up there and say not to have kids. It's all these protection, contraception, staying abstinent. You 3 different ways that you can sit up there and split this so that you don't have to worry about having kids. I can list some other ways. I could list some other ways, but you know, I'm pretty sure people can figure out what those ways are. Like I said, there's a multitude of ways not to have kids. I'm not talking about extenuating circumstances. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the normal, average way that people go out there and consensually have kids, have relations with one another. People can opt to use protection. People opt not to, because people are like, oh, that takes away from the mood. That takes away from the feeling. It's it's disruptive. That takes away from the bonding experience from the person. And they'll say all of this nice shit, and then they end up with kids. And now people don't like each other. Now people are sitting up there arguing. They're this and they're that and all this other type of stuff. Like I said, a lot of people, they like to learn the hard way, and they want to make excuses. It's crazy. I done heard it too many times before. Completely crazy and nonsensical. Tippy says, Seji, people are not pets unless they have a fetish. No, I'm talking about pets. Pets are basically people. That's what I'm sitting up saying. Lord, Tippy just going through dark doors out here. Sham said, LOL, my dog is my baby. If I'm gone for more than a day, he'll think I abandoned him. You're not wrong about dogs. I'm not okay with this for anyone, to be honest. If my friend goes 2 weeks, I'm concerned. Yeah, that's another thing too. It's like, yo, people going for 2 weeks, you ain't able to hear from them. Some people like to take like retreats for, you know, months at a time and whatnot. It's like, yo, it's a lot of stuff going on out here. Like, you know, you want to make sure that people are safe and you want to, you know, keep track of people and stuff. It's crazy. Pink said, I sent you some video IG regarding pets. Oh, Lord. I got you. Tippy said, if I was married, I would be too clingy and goofy. And, well, if they're happy with it, they trust each other. Oh, well, that's them. Yeah. Like I said, Tippy, it's like some people aren't like that. Like in the normal like world, a lot of people are not like quote unquote, you know, clingy. That's a whole different, you know, your situation is completely different, right? But for a lot of other people directly out here, people will say that they're clingy, but they're really not clingy. A lot of people like talk great, but their actions prove vastly different. And then a lot of people who say that they want somebody that's clingy don't really want that. Like I said, a lot of stuff sounds cute, but when you actually see the person and you notice mannerisms and actions, you see that their words ain't matching up with their actions. So, you know, it's a balancing act to basically, you know, find people who specifically match up, you know, with a lot of things. Right. This is why I said for a lot of guys, like if you are into gaming, try to do your best to find a woman that is also into gaming. Even if it's cell phone gaming, find a woman that's into gaming or knows about games. Don't sit up here and decide that you're going to marry a woman that you're a gamer and you're going to just marry a woman that ain't into games, because you can't turn around and complain when she starts sitting up there complaining about you playing video games. Like, remember the video I showed y'all where it was a guy, he was watching his baby, right? The mother was free. She didn't have to worry about the kid or nothing. He was standing up. He was playing Fortnite or maybe CSGO or whatever it was that he was playing. And a woman decided that she wanted to film him during his free time. Like, he's holding the baby. The baby is asleep. It's no problems. He got his headphone. The TV is not even on. I mean, the TV is on, but it's on low. So it's not disruptive to the baby. The only person that's being loud and disruptive is the mother. She's literally filming. She's berating him. She's trying to sit up there and tell him, why are you playing the game right now? You're supposed to be like taking care of the baby. The baby is asleep. The baby don't need nothing. The baby don't need a change of a pamper. The baby is not begging or crying for a bottle. The baby is asleep directly on the chest of the father as he plays the game. Like I said, it's crazy stuff directly out here. You'll have women out here that'll get mad that a guy is doing the things that he's supposed to be doing, and he's not just solely sticking to that. Because what that mother wanted, she wanted him to just solely be focused on the baby and not doing nothing else. Or if he was doing something else, then he should be focused on her. Like I said, you got people out here that's greedy. You got people that's very attention hungry, very attention greedy, which is ridiculous. And you got a lot of women that's like that. And yo, for a lot of women out there that's like that, please stop that. Because you're going to inevitably drive some dudes away with that nonsense. You're going to inevitably drive some dudes away with that nonsense. Send a picture just trying to tell you. Just putting that directly out there. Right, so we're going to go to IG. And I gotta find Google real quick. So also, you know, shout out, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that's in this live stream at this moment in time. Shout out to y'all being here for almost a full 3 hours. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Why does that person look familiar? Person looks familiar. Okay, so let me go to the messages. Wait, what was this one? Oh Lord, you got this video up here. Oh Lord. All right. I might actually just have to capture the video real quick. Let's see, copy link. Let me download. It's blocked? Word. Hold on, let me see. Is it really? Damn, that's crazy. Gotta use something else. Gotta try to use something else to get this IG video real quick. But technically, I think I could probably just push it over to the I'll probably just do that because it's going to take a little bit too long just to get that going. Okay, let me do that. Hopefully, I don't think I gotta. All right, so let's go over to the tab here. Let's see, can I share? Let me exit off of that. All right. So let's take a look at this video that Pink sent us here. Let's take a look at this.
Black people are notorious for naming their children 25-letter names that they're never going to get even pronounced right, let alone spelled right. Like, why would you do that?
So you can pronounce and spell Schwarzenegger, Wazakowski, and Skarsgård, and Zwiskowitz, and all them other names, but you just can't manage to get a Jaheim out. Daquan is just a little too damn hard. Okay.
Like, yo, the stuff that woman was saying, like, I'm not sure if people looked at like Norwegian like countries. Like, yo, some of the, like, they got like a street that's like more than 25 characters. I'm like, bro, who is pronouncing that? Who even named that? Like what? Like some of the names they got that's German and Russian. Man, come on, son. Nah, that's new. The names that black people, first of all, this woman is talking about more than likely the black girl it was a black girl like in the 90s and the early 2000s. She was in like the Guinness Book of World Record for like the longest name. Like her name was like Pages. And I'm like, how many years did it take you to memorize that? And then you also got to be able to spell that to a T. Like, man. Like I said, I feel like that family probably like made sure that there was going to be a family tree. And I'm not sure what the short of her name would even be. But Lord, this woman right here is full cap, full stop, full cap. That's ridiculous. Black people, like the names that black people name their kids is not that difficult. It is not that difficult. Like I said, that woman is smoking rooks. She is smoking on the moon at this moment in time. Completely crazy.
People need to say it. We don't.
Like that is crazy. Like that woman is smoking rooks to the highest power. So let's go to the next. Got to roll back over to the other screen. Oh, did it? It didn't roll back? Okay, that's crazy. All right, so let me get this other video here. Not image. Where is? I gotta click on it first. All right, copy link. All right, so I can close that one out and paste that. I did it wrong. And let me do that. All right, so let's see this pet video real quick. I gotta add that directly to the screen. Forgot. All right. Oh, I gotta sit up there and mute that sound probably. It probably won't even matter anyway. Yeah, that cat is just trying to get any type of attention. That cat is like, yo, pet me. Give me some attention. I'm right here. And let me let y'all know, the moment in time, if a cat gets that close, they are really, let me just let y'all know for cat etiquette. The moment in time that cats are even like this close directly to like their owner or a person, they feel completely safe with that person. They have no problems, no type of like issues directly with you. Some cats won't do this. Some cats will not get directly on you like this. They might not feel comfortable, or depending on the age of the cat, they might have went through some things. Let's say if you found them on the streets or got them from a shelter. So some cats, may be quite hesitant or won't do this. But this is a cat that clearly that loves their owner and whatnot. My cat does this as well. Like anytime like I decide to stream, oh, let me sit up there and jump on your lap. Let me sit up there and start getting directly on the desk. If I'm playing a game, oh, you're sitting down, you're playing a game, great. Let me just sit up there and sit in your lap. And then as soon as they start sitting in your lap, let me just start moving around in all different types of directions so that I can get the space that I need. Just be lounging completely out. That's crazy. And I'm like, you are too big to be sitting up there trying to move like that. But this is also what happens when I'm guessing she probably works at home as well. So yeah, if you also work at home, yeah, your cats will be doing this. It will be doing this. I can tell you that beyond a shadow of a doubt. They will be doing that. Sham said, for women, I suggest getting some therapy first. If you have trauma and insecurities before dating, therapy can help you get through bad behaviors or a lack of behaviors you develop socially. Tippy said, let gamers play. It's an outlet to release stress. Damn, that's bars. The King said, that's one way to keep our names out of their mouths. That's true. That's true. Sham said, why do their eyes always look like that, though? I have no clue. King says, Seji, look up the names in Wales. Oh, yeah. Oh, name. Those. Let me tell you, I mess up some normal names sometimes because my pronunciation for stuff is a little bit different. So that's why it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, Welsh. Oh, yeah. It'd be crazy. It'd be quite crazy. TV said like it's so hard to say LeBron James. Nah, they just be messing up stuff on purpose. Like literally on purpose. Like when Barack was in office, like they would just say the name any which way because they just don't respect anything. But if it's somebody that they respect, they're calling them everything else but trying to mess up their name. Sham said, I got a Maine Coon and he weighs like 20 pounds, a really big cat, and he does the stuff to me. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I seen those ultra large cats. It's like the size of like a computer tower. Yeah. I'll be having problems. I'm like, yeah, like the cat that I got now, it's like, man, you just be trying to do anything. Where he at? He probably laying on the floor somewhere because he's not under the desk or in the kitchen. Yeah, he probably on the stairs somewhere. Like he'll just be doing like anything. Well, he's young though. He's about. I don't think he's not close to a year yet. He'll be a year this year. I think July. So he's still, technically, young and whatnot. But if he was any bigger than what he was, oh man, we'd be having problems. We would be having problems. The biggest problem that I would be having is like the fur, because I'm like, the cat, like, yo, it's a great looking cat, but the problem is it going to be the fur? Because if you got to go out there and use like the litter box and stuff like that, it's like, yo, we gotta get this clean. Ain't about to be laying directly on a couch, just like lounging, and you just clearly use the litter box. We ain't doing that, sir. We'll have to wipe you down because I'm on. Sham said when people see him, they freak out. I got him a swing, and he swings in the window, and the neighbors think I got an exotic animal. He bullies the dogs too. That's another reason why I like those larger type of cats, because you don't really, in a sense, gotta worry about larger dogs trying to come at them. Because if dogs see something that's of a decent size, they're going to be hesitant to try to just decide, oh yeah, I'm about to, go out there and try to boss you up real quick. Nah, because even like the little dogs, like there was a video. Did I put that video up there? I'm not sure, but there's a video I had on Twitter where this little cat. No, I'm sorry. It was a little dog that was minding his business. It was a girl. And then it was like this little pug or corgi that decided that he wanted to just start attacking like the smaller dog. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you? Now I gotta look at those dogs different. I'm like, yo, y'all are violent. I'm like, y'all ain't even about no life. You're just like little big, small fur balls of dogs, and you decide that you want to attack a smaller dog, and then a white cat came out of nowhere messing that dog up. I'm like, all right. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I like cats. Like I said, cats don't like bullies. They will roll up on pretty much anybody. That's why our favorite animals are like cats, and also like honey badgers and wolverines. I love those animals. They will roll up on you. Like I said, if I could have like a wolverine or a honey badger for a pet, like I said, I don't need no dog. That dog will roll up on anybody. It don't even matter if you got a gun. It's rolling up on you. No cares. Like I said, you got animals out here that will go after and fight lions. They'll be having elephants and lions and everything else backing up from it. Like I said, that says something. That says a lot. Says a lot. King said that Corgi got manhandled. Yep. And he was sitting up there running scared like he didn't know what was going on. He was like, man, it ain't even that serious. It ain't that serious. No, it wasn't serious. Like, you were trying to ragdoll that little dog. Like, that dog couldn't do nothing. That dog probably weighed, how much that dog even weigh? That dog probably didn't even weigh 15 or 20 pounds. And the Corgi tried to that was just crazy. Like I said, I love cats. They do not stand for bullying. This is a no bully zone. They know better. They know better. But much love, respects, and appreciation to any and everybody that's been a part of this live stream. I think we're going to end it directly on that nice note. Having the cat video that Pink directly gave to us. We did pretty good today. We had 2 streams, about a good 4 hours in total, about 4 or 5 hours. So we did pretty good today, guys. Pretty good. Like I said, much love, respect, and appreciation. Tibi said what? Says you tripping. Those pets might jump you. I ain't never been jumped by a cat. I ain't never had no problems. Like I said, I am a person that loves animals. I have let me see. Have I ever had a problem with an animal, like getting bit or anything? Nah. Like, even when it dealt with dogs, I never was attacked or bitten by a dog. So, and I've never been attacked by a cat or anything like that. So, like, of course, you got the normal like scratches, but that's just normal cat stuff. But I'm talking about like just really attack where you got a cat just like posturing up and meowing like all loud, like they're about to just like destroy the planet, like they're just powering up off of like, Dragon Ball Z or something. Sham said, have a good day. Y'all be safe out there. Pink said, hit the like button. Bars. Tippy said, I'm talking about the Wolverine and the Badger, whatever you said. No, it's like, this is the thing. When you raise a lot of animals, like from birth, they look at you as their mother. Like, it's a whole different type of respect. I ain't talking about just like getting one just like out the wilderness. Like, yeah, I'm about to go just find like a honey badger or a Wolverine somewhere. No, I'm talking about like you're raising them from like the get-go. That's what I'm talking about. So, like I said, it's you got a lot of animals out here that are smaller and that are quite dangerous and intimidating. And this is why I sit up there and tell people about size. Because the honey badger is, you can't really shoot it with arrows. Lions can't really sit up there and try to claw or bite it because how hard and rubbery the skin is on the honey badger, and they're resilient. Like, those things deal with like killer bees or whatnot, like just going in there stealing honey with no problem. The bees are up there like stinging it, and it's like, all right, you ain't really doing nothing, but I'm about to take all of this honey though, so y'all can keep trying. I'm about to just, matter of fact, I ain't even gonna take it. I'm gonna sit here and eat it, and I'm gonna let y'all keep stinging me, and then I'm gonna leave out, and y'all still gonna be stinging me, and I'm good. Like, that's what they do. Like, I'm telling you, watch some National Geographic. Go watch some animal videos on YouTube real quick. Wolverines and honey badgers and bad boys are tough. They are not anything to be messed with. Like, they will roll up on anybody. Anybody can catch them claws. Tibby said, "Hey, Cedric, can you show an image of vicious dogs as pets?" What? Tibby said, "And showed the dog that looks like a bear." I did. See, no, Tibby, I did that last time. Tibby want me to sit up here and go down memory lane, dealing with like the dogs that I said I wanted to get and whatnot. Tibby, if you don't go through it and watch the past live streams, I just did a live stream 2 hours ago. You got some content right there, Tippy. Want me to sit up here and try to what's the name? Tippy said, "No, you didn't. Just do it." I did, Tippy. You just don't be paying attention. Now I see. Now you fabricating lies, Tippy. Fabricating. This is what all of you sim players like to do. You start lying. It's ridiculous. All of you sim players. Look at this. You say you forgot the name of it. What was the name of it? It should have been like a Great Massive. It looks relatively like a lion. You say your live streams be confusing. Nah, it don't be confusing, Tippy, because you've been there for, let me see, because I just started really labeling these live streams. You've been there for about a good 100 live streams. Because like thinking about the years that I've done live streams, you've been there for at least like a good 100 live streams. Yeah, at least I can safely sit up there and say that. Tippy said, "You tired of your live streams? You tired of your lives with the same numbers?" Nah, this is just, we're strictly on like the 40s at this moment in time. Now we'll sit up and say this. I think on the second channel, I think I went back and I should have titled those correctly. I knew that something was going to happen with the music on the other live stream video. It is what it is. It's whatever. Let me see. Was that the live stream from earlier? No, I can't be. Because that one should have been 47. Yeah, that one was 47. And then the other one was, the one that we're on now was 48. So yeah, Tippy, watch that that other live stream that I did. That one was actually, because I had these separate because one was, a very serious matter. I just never, in a sense, like separated live streams like that before, because again, notifications, people being able to come, directly back to the stream and and stuff like that. YouTube works, quite funny. But I separated both of the live streams, just to have certain things separated. So I just got to remind myself to consistently do that whenever there's a serious topic and other things, like that. Wait, what'd you say? I try to like them in order. He says sometimes you be having 249s. Yeah, I got to go through and refix some of those. And I think specifically dealing with the second channel, it's probably misnumbered. So yeah, I got to go through there and 46, 47. Yeah, on the very first channel, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44. That should be yeah. So 42, 43. Yeah. So technically, let me just do this. Let me just do this right now while I'm basically on this on the stream, because I do got 244s directly up there. So technically, this live stream is actually different. So okay, this one is 44. So the next one above that should technically be 45. That's the hardest thing about technically doing this, is like making sure that you got everything in order, but then you got to go through a whole nother channel and you got to put all of those in order too as well. So then this one is technically 46. I'm going to have to just remind myself to do it on the other channel as well. Okay, so this one is going to be 47. And again, if nobody's downloaded Opera GX, you should, if you got a computer that can handle it, unlike Tippy, I would recommend you to download it and use it. It is pretty good. So the last stream would actually the first stream that we just did today, that's actually 48 because I'm going through and I'm numbering the streams as they should be. Because Tippy was correct. It is misnumbered. Can I actually do this through the stream? I think I can. Let me see. Yeah, so this one should be 49 actually. So I could just do that right here. 49. Then make sure to do that for the second channel. 49. All right, and just save those changes. And there we go. Live stream 49. So at least on the first channel, the streams are labeled as they should be if you happen to go to the live stream section on the front of the channel. So you got 42 through 48. I'm sorry, 42 through 49 directly up there because I think the changes I got to refresh the page. Yeah. So you got those pretty much in order. I just got to now do it on the second channel when I happen to get the time. So good luck. Good job there, Tippy. Tippy said, well, look up GTA 6. We did that, Tippy. We literally did that. You missed the other streams, Tippy. You missed the other streams. We had looked up Blade in the previous stream and GTA 6. I think you were actually there, as a matter of fact. You were there. He said, wait, I have 48 and Tyler in this stream, 45, 46. Look on the first channel, Tippy. You think you're slick. Tippy. All right, so I'm about to sit up here and get up off of here, guys. I'm about to go eat some pizza and watch some game videos. That's what I'm about to do at this moment in time. So much love, respect, and appreciation to every Tippy said I wasn't there. Whatever, Tippy. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Love you guys a lot. Well, if you roll back through this stream, Tippy, I was showing off some game trailers. That was in like the first hour. Go back and look, Tippy. You talking about eat on live? I don't feel like eating on live, Tippy. I want to get up out this chair and sit in a comfortable chair in front of the TV on YouTube. So much love, respect, and appreciation to everybody that is a part of the live stream, to all of the comments that were here, to all of the conversations that we were having. Again, love you guys a lot, value you guys a lot. Be safe directly out there. Keep your wits directly about you. Make sure to keep your mental in check. And again, go out there and have fun. It's the weekend still. Order some good food. If you can, from Uber Eats. What time is it? Oh, so yeah, it's 5:13. Yeah. Go order some Lyft, some Uber Eats. Go get a pizza. Catch up on a movie or order a movie you ain't see yet. And yeah, go have some fun. The boat said, well, back to the game. Tippy, go play the Sims. You talking about you want some fried chicken? Who got some fried chicken money? Who got that, man? Nobody got that. First of all, you over there in Cali, y'all got all types of great food. Y'all got all types of like great Mexican food directly up over there, and y'all got food trucks. It's a game called Smite, Tippy. You don't know nothing about that. You don't play those type of games. You play the Sims, Tippy. You play games where you just move and turn. People are just robots. Just doing stuff. But much love, respect, and appreciation. I will catch you guys in the next live stream. That should be actually properly titled Live Stream 50 when it pulls up, and that's what we will be on. You said Callie is tripping. Callie being bipolar right now. Yeah, Callie on a whole bunch of other stuff. It really is. But again, much love, respect, and appreciation, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Peace out.